The People's Choice from Mason's Edition, over the hill, Grahamstown, Baintown, from everywhere they're coming. They're the People's Choice, the Saxon Superstars.
Hello? Who's in the morning?
Yeah, yo, Jordan, we're finishing.
Let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all the dancing. Because I always be and share with you. Because you are me and I am you. And I'll be here with you always. And those who knew me from the past and know me now, they always knew that I was there and always been there for you. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian, and your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later. In long now.
Are you all ready and willing to go?
This is what some constituents had to say.
I would like to ask all my people to vote for PLP this time, because the FNA don't make no sense to us, and I will beg all payment of Haitian to vote for PLP. This is the word from Claude Joseph, as nickname CJ.
And I am hopeful, I'm optimistic, and Albuquerque needs the help to take control and regain control of our island. It's concerning to me because there isn't any sanitary infrastructure at hand, and there isn't the proper permitting, and things are being done that Bahamians and my fellow Albuquerqueans can't do. We have to abide by the law. There's certain procedure in place that makes a safe place for everyone to live, and right now those areas that we're describing aren't doing that, and that's a problem. The whole issue is about to come to a boiling point. It's either we act now or we're going to lose our father's place. You know, our ancestors settled there. They spent a lot of time to grow what the communities we have. We want to make sure that they're for future generations to come. Again, I am optimistic that this Davis Cooper administration will do what's needed to fix this problem. Thank you. And I am hopeful, I'm optimistic.
Good night, everybody. My name is Donisha Etienne. I am a Haitian Bahamian, 17 years of age. And today I'm here advocating on behalf of the Haitians in my category, in my age bracket, who have questions on why that the Haitian community should support the COI. Why should they support Lincoln Bean? how does Lincoln really feel about the Haitian community, regardless of immigrants or regardless of status? So I'm just here to ask him some questions and have a simple conversation, and we're here to share it with you guys. So, Mr. Bean.
All right. Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This one is going to be a little bit different today because we're going to continue. We're going to continue with this conversation. The conversation has been going on. What I always like to do is hear from all sides of the story. I love to hear from all sides of the story. And there are a lot of people affected. So we have to have a proper discussion and we have to know really what is going on. And so we're going to hear from this young lady who is a Bahamian of Haitian descent and who supports the COI. Like, I don't know why she supports COI. I guess we can find out. But this is for her. She has a lot of friends because she posted to say that she supported the COI. Some of her friends were curious, who are also of Haitian descent, and they wanted to know why is she supporting the COI. And this is their chance to have all of their questions answered. Unlike other politicians, I answer questions, and I have no problem with answering questions. I think that's what all politicians should do, and that's something that we will always do. And that's a culture that we're going to bring to the New Bahamas. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to answer the questions of the Haitian community. And we want to hear what their concerns are and what they really want to know. She put something out there asking them to send their questions to her, and they sent questions to her about me, about the COI, so they could get clarity on this. And so I think this is a good thing to do because they are part of the society and they have a voice, and we need to hear what they have to say. All right, so I'm going to turn it back over to you. She's a YouTube superstar, by the way. Very popular in her community, and so she's gonna be good at this. So don't be shy, and y'all can ask me anything. There's no question that's off limits.
So I wrote down all the questions that were given to me and that I should ask. So right off the bat, how do you feel about Haitians? Not as immigrants, not as documented individuals, but the Haitian community as a whole.
In terms of Haitians, I would say this: Haitians are people. I don't feel any differently towards Haitians as I feel towards or Germans or Chinese or Bahamians. They are people, and so I don't feel any differently. Now, people get confused because we have a stance against illegal immigrants, and that's any illegal immigrant. Right now, we're being flooded mostly by people from Haiti, but I'm against all illegal immigrants coming here. If Chinese are coming in a container at the container port, I have a problem with them if they come here to take over my land, if they come here illegally. We want people to come here the right way. I don't just talk this. I think you would have heard the stories by now about me. You were probably very young during the Haiti earthquake in 2010, I think it was. That was a travesty. She was only 5. Oh, wow. She was 5 during the Haiti earthquake. So she wouldn't have been watching the news. But when that earthquake happened, our government, Cuban Ingram at the time, said that the Bahamian government couldn't do anything for the Haitian people because America had locked down the airport and that there's nothing we could do. We can't get any stuff there to help them. They said that the Prime Minister of Barbados had been turned around. So I got together with someone else and we got a plane and we filled that plane with supplies, medical supplies, food, etc. Called the U.S. Army and told the U.S. Army that, listen, we come in to bring these supplies and we're not taking no for an answer. And they were like, come on down, we need all the help we can get. I was like, well, if Lincoln Bain can do this so easy, why couldn't our Prime Minister do this? But in any event, we went down there. There's pictures on Facebook of all of this. We delivered supplies and we helped out those persons. That is not something that, and it hurts me when I hear people call me xenophobic or that I hate Haitians, but that's not someone who hates someone would do. If I hate someone, I'm not going to take my money, get a plane. This was a jet. This wasn't a regular plane. This was a big plane. This was not one of those 5 or 9 seaters. This was a big jet. All right. And we got that plane and we took that full of supplies. All right. The cargo space, the seating space, everything was full. And we took this stuff down there and we assisted them. Because of our leadership, it caused the Rotary Club and others who wanted to help, Red Cross, whoever else, to realize that it could be done. And then they were able to start sending flights down every day. They started sending flights down every day to assist in Haiti. But if I didn't take that initiative, that would not have happened. So there are probably tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in Haiti who were assisted and helped because of my actions. All right, that had nothing to do with whether I like Haitians, don't like Haitians. It was a humanitarian thing to do, and I felt that we should help, and that is what I jumped in there to do. And again, if I hated Haitians, I wouldn't have done that. Even after that, Lulu, that's the name you like on Facebook, right? Yeah, Lulu. Even after that, I went down there. I moved down there. I was going back and forth, but I moved down there for 2 years. I was assisting. I was mixing mortar and nailing and hammering and helping them rebuild Haiti. All right? I was helping people. I was volunteering. That's what I was doing. I was taking up my time and my efforts. I was putting up my money in order to do this. I even went into business and started, I hired Haitians, gave them jobs down there. All right? So I don't hate Haitians. All right, and I don't want anyone to think that, and I don't want the people from Haiti or of the diaspora to think that me or the COI hates Haitians. We love all people. But if you are coming here illegally, me and you got a problem. Let me put this in perspective for all your people and for you. You have a house, right? You live in your house, right? Yeah. If someone who was of Haitian descent, like you, or Haitian, was to break in your house through the back window, and you go in your little brother room, if you have a little brother, and just put him out of his bed and decided he's sleeping in that bed and nothing y'all could do to move him. He's just gonna be there. Y'all didn't invite him in there. He just came into your house. How would that make you feel?
Taken advantage of.
Yeah. And so if he then started to bring other people in there, you would feel like that's wrong, right? And so that is our stance with illegal immigration. It doesn't matter who the person is who came into the back window. That's our stance. Because just like you, your father, trust me, your father would protect your house. Your father wouldn't say, you of Asian descent too? Oh, you can take over the room. No, you're going to get out of my house. And so that's our stance. It's not against Haitians. But all we're saying is come the right way. And I'm sure you've heard me say that over and over and over. But there's certain wicked persons in the diaspora who are just spreading the message for political reasons that we hate Haitians. All right? And I will go to you on your experience. When I first met you, I did not know that you were of Haitian descent. Yeah, I didn't know you were of Haitian descent. Did I, in your experience being around me, because no one would know you're Haitian unless you tell them, well, of Haitian descent.
No one knows. Really.
No one knows, all right? And so did I make you feel like I had a problem with Haitians or I hated Haitians?
Never really discussed it until it became a topic of the people, and then we got deeper into the politics and forming a party and all, because I know you guys, when we were just Bahamian Evolution, not Coalition of Independence. So when it transitioned over to the Coalition of Independence, the target never really was Haitians. And then, the media and the people of the Bahamas, whoever they may be, not just Bahamians, started to put the focus on Haitians. So because the focus was directed there, you had to go where the focus was directed, and the things that you were saying were getting taken out of proportion. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I think that it really started to really excel, after the earthquake, the second the earthquake they recently had, and then after the election, actually, when the flooding really started, and people started to discuss this at a serious level. And I went down there and I to make sure that those people coming through our back window had to leave. And that had nothing to do with Haitians. So you never heard me saying anything xenophobic or any hates toward Haitians or nothing like that, right?
Okay.
All right. I love all people, but I love this country, and we must protect this country for all of the people who came the right way. And it's simple as that. So I know I answered your question a long way, but I hope I answered your question.
You answered the question. Okay, the other question is, why is the focus solely on Haitians as illegal immigrants? Like, we have other illegal immigrants, like the Jamaicans, the Chinese, whoever, any culture, but the focus seems sometimes mainly feels like it's only on the Haitian community.
Well, that's a really good question. You have to deal with what is prioritizing, right? You have to deal with what is the priority. And so right now, we are there's a serious influx of Haitians over everybody else. And so everyone should be dealt with, and anyone who is caught should be deported. It's not like you're going to say, well, if you catch some Chinese, let them go or leave them alone. No, 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 no. Everyone who comes here illegally should be dealt with. All right. Bahamians shouldn't come and go illegally. All right. Anyone who comes here illegally should be dealt with. That's first and foremost. But there's a massive influx right now. We're a small population. We have to deal with that, especially because of the principle of majority rule. Now, the next thing is there are Haitians who are trying to affect our political landscape and our politics and trying to change our country. Some of them, a lot of them are involved in corruption, where they are selling fake documents and this kind of stuff, and they're benefiting from it. So they are encouraging people to come over here the wrong way so they can sell them papers and make more money doing it. All right. Um, I don't think that anyone who is a foreigner in a land should be trying to take over that country's government or control how people vote, etc. That shouldn't happen. And so when I saw the gentleman from the video that we played earlier do what he did, I'm told I can't confirm or whether or not, but I'm told that he isn't a Bahamian citizen. That he wasn't a Bahamian citizen at the time. He might have had papers, but he wasn't a citizen, and so he's interfering in elections when he is not a citizen, and that bothered me. And
This
this
is
is him
what some
again.
constituents had to say.
I would like to ask all my people to vote for PLP this time, because the FNA don't make no sense to us, and I will beg all payment of Haitian to vote for PLP. This is the word from Claude Joseph, as nickname CJ.
This is what
Listen, I went to Haiti. I was there for 2 years. After now doing different stuff, I never interfered in the elections. I wasn't interested. That was not my place. You understand? And so I can't speak for him, but I'll say to him, this is my country. It's my country. And so when you have people like him trying to influence elections, that's a priority for me. Also, there's an influx. And so it's not just against Haitians, but right now there's an influx more than ever before. And we have to protect the sovereignty of this country.
Why should I, as an individual, pick a nationality if my mother is a Bahamian and my father is a Haitian and both blood runs through my veins?
Listen, you identify as what you identify, but if you are in the Bahamas, if you are in the Bahamas and you are saying that you're a Bahamian, at some point you're going to have to choose. All right, you have to choose in terms of nationality, and that's because the Bahamas doesn't recognize dual citizenship. So you have to choose which of the nationalities you're going to be loyal to. In every country, including Haiti, in Haiti, their law is that you cannot be loyal to another country while you're in their country. That's their law, and that's the law of most countries. So Haiti has that law, and it's in their constitution that you cannot show loyalty to any other country, all right, while you're in their country, or if you're Haitian, et cetera, et cetera. If you're in Canada, you cannot fly the Bahamian flag and not fly the Canadian flag. You cannot show loyalty to any other country while you are there. Like, they're strict with that, all right? That is also the law here. But in terms of your heritage, if you want to identify and acknowledge your Haitian heritage, if I had some Jamaican in me, and that's a part of me, and I want to eat my roti and my ackee, etc., and I'm proud of that part of me, that's a part of my heritage. But in terms of nationality in the Bahamas, you have to choose one. Now, the thing is, you have to identify what you want to be. All right. To me, you're Bahamian. Your mother is a Bahamian. You grew up here in the Bahamas, and all you know is the Bahamas. I know more about Haiti than you. And all your friends who sending these questions, I know more about Haiti than all of them. And so, yeah, that's a part of your heritage. But in terms of nationality, you have to choose. But in terms of respecting where you are from, if I got a part Nigerian in me and I want to say this is a part of me, and I got a part of me from Miami or Samuel Indian, and I want to respect that, then so be it. But the problem is, a lot of Haitian parents we've seen, they tell their children, you are Haitian. They're Bahamian children, you Haitian, and they'll beat that in them. You's Haitian, all right? And they're in the Bahamas, they don't know nothing but Haiti, etc., but they will beat that in them. And in fact, Haiti put that in their law that no matter where you go, you are Haitian. And so that makes it difficult for someone of Haitian descent psychologically to say, listen, I am something else. But I think that the real problem that a lot of Haitians had in the Bahamas at this time was they were treated a certain way, and that caused them to be like outcasts in the society. And they identified. But there were a lot of children of Bahamian children of Haitian descent who were not accepted by the Haitian community, and then they were not accepted by the Bahamian community, and they were in the middle. And so a lot of people don't understand that. Even Haitians used to, I don't know if it still happens, you can tell me, used to discriminate against some of these people, almost as if real, whatever. All right. And, some of them, even though they speak the language, couldn't speak the language good, you could tell the accent. And so even their own Haitian people kind of, now it may be different. You tell me, what is it?
Well, you have a lot of Haitians who feel as if you can't speak Creole, you're not a Haitian. They call you a pretender or someone who just wants to claim to be Haitian. You have people, whereas the Bahamians too, they feel as if, oh, you're loyal to a country that you've never been to. But it isn't loyalty to a country, it's loyalty to a community of people. Almost as if, like you said, we're all in one house and we're loyal to the people in our house. And if somebody comes to try and come into our house, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, and many of us feel as if, oh, we're not loyal to the country of Haiti. We're loyal to the community of Haiti. Not to say
The diaspora.
we want to disrespect Bahamians or disrespect the way that they feel or come on their land. A lot of us don't want illegals to come here and disrupt the life that we have made for ourselves, disrupt the good that we have done here. We don't want the Bahamas to be a Haiti. And we understand that. We want to live in peace.
So there are Haitians who feel that way?
Many of us feel as if we don't want the illegals to come here and to disrupt this life that we have finally gotten away from Haiti, or those who've been to Haiti, because I've been to Haiti, but those who've been to Haiti and they don't want to live like that again, they came here for a better life. There's many of us who came here for a better life. But some people sometimes feel as if you so loyal this way, but you come in here for this, so it's like a line. But we love both of our countries equally, and that's not something that we can be sorry about. That's not something that we can just give up and say, okay, I don't love the Bahamas anymore. I don't love Haiti anymore. When the Haitian community will stand up for us no matter what, but the Bahamas would also give us what we couldn't get in Haiti. So we really can't have one without the other, because you still need support mentally as you do physically.
Yeah. All right. Love it. Next question.
Okay. What is considered an organic Bahamian?
This is the question of a lifetime. I keep getting asked this question because we keep calling ourselves organic Bahamian. Organic Bahamian is not a definition; it's a term where we describe ourselves. All right, it is a real Bahamian. All right, it is a real Bahamian. An organic Bahamian is as much happens as much in here as it does in terms of qualification and nationality. An organic Bahamian is a Bahamian who loves his Bahamas, loves our culture, and we love being a Bahamian. But technically, it is any person who is born in the Bahamas to a Bahamian parent. All right, and so that's an organic Bahamian. All right, simple as that. And so, if that's you, you're an organic Bahamian. Now, that doesn't mean that someone who is not an organic Bahamian is not a Bahamian. All right, that doesn't mean that. But I'll wait for some more questions before I go deeper into that.
Um, okay, why should individuals who aren't considered organic Bahamians give you their support? What can you do for those who aren't organic Bahamians?
The first reason that you should support the COI and support this movement, which is what it really is, on whatever level, is because we are people who love this country and we have come together because we love this country first and foremost. And we want a country that works. We're tired of everyone else benefiting from this country and what's going on in this country. And we love this country. And so anyone who loves this country and our way of life should support us. And that includes our residents, our foreign expats. There are some foreign expats who've come here and they've built a house here and they've been living here for 30 years. They're residents, they're not citizens, and they love this country. Even though they're not citizens of this country, not an organic Bahamian, they should support us because they also want to see a new Bahamas where we get rid of the corruption and we have a country that works. And so whether you're of the diaspora, you got your citizenship here, you got it the right way now, and you got your citizenship here, you should support us because you should want a country that works. All right? Right now, we don't have a country that works. We have a country where it's full of corruption, and that is what destroyed Haiti. Corruption destroyed Haiti. People say, America destroyed Haiti, France destroyed Haiti, the debt that they were in destroyed Haiti. A lot of countries had debt. A lot of countries had debt. Now, Haiti's debt was neck-breaking debt. But listen, excuses are tools of incompetence that build upon monuments of nothingness. And those who specialize in using them seldom accomplish anything. You must love your country. And if you love this country like we love this country, we expect you to support us as we build a new Bahamas. Corruption destroyed Haiti. We cannot let this corruption destroy us. You can see that our country is falling apart and it's because of corruption. Every problem we have is because of corruption. Every single problem. And so if you love this country, then you can dwell with us. This country is not just for organic Bahamians. This country is for the world to benefit. We have a country where we have more visitors than we have citizens. We have 7 million people come here to visit. It's 400,000 of us. This country is for everyone to benefit. But right now, it's mostly foreigners benefiting. That's the legal foreigners. The illegal foreigners have benefits that we don't have. If you can go on the crown land and build a house, but if I try the same thing, they're going to lock me up or break down my house. That isn't fair in my country. And so we want the Haitian diaspora, we want those people to understand that we just want a country that works. This is the other reason that they should support us and they should want a country that works. A lot of Haitian young people are growing up in shanty towns. I think that's wrong and that is evil. And all of these people calling themselves humanitarians and activists, etc., none of them is fighting against that. No one should have to grow up in a shanty town, in a shaky wooden house with no electricity, no water, no plumbing, defecating in a bag and thrown in the bush. Humans shouldn't have to live like that, man. Who is fighting to stop that? Then they have persons who are in a society where they cannot get regulated. No driver's license, no ID. They can't open a bank account, keeping money under the mattress. When I was a police officer, people used to rob Haitians because they know that they couldn't make complaint to the police station. Why should you have to be living like that? Set up a country that works. You can come the right way and you're not getting robbed. It's simple as that. Did a video. I'm going to try to show you the video before the end of the show. Last year, today, we were in the Haitian shanty town in Abaco. And we were speaking to the people in the Haitian shanty town in Abaco. And they told us how the governments continuously use them, take their money, etc., etc. You know, we know of people who are paying big money right now to get straight. Some of them are being robbed. You know, but we're going to fix this. So this is why they should support us. So there's, in Haiti, there's the organic Haitian, and then there's the other Haitians. All are still Haitians. But in their law, not in ours. In ours, organic Bahamian is a theory. But in their law, the organic Haitian, which means Haitian of origin, has privileges that others don't have. A Haitian of origin can vote, own property, they can have public office, etc., etc. If you're not a Haitian of origin, you can't do nothing. Even if you're a Haitian who moved out of Haiti, you can't run in the elections. Wyclef John figured that out. He wanted to run. He was born in Haiti. He moved to America, and they told him, "You can't run. Yeah, you're Haitian, but you can't run in our election. You're not technically a Haitian of origin right now because you moved away." All right. And so they have their different rules. Why can't we protect what is ours while having a country for everybody? I hope I answered you.
Oh, I feel you did. The COI gets in power. What happens to the mixed breed children?
To the mixed breed children? You mean persons who are like you?
Basically.
So you have a one parent who is Haitian and one parent who is Bahamian. The same thing is happening to you now. You're Bahamian.
Just a question.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So you are a Bahamian.
Okay, that basically answered the same question. What does the law state on who is a Bahamian and who is a Haitian in terms of having a parent from each country, which, like, basically the French law and the British law?
So you're talking about whether you can get your papers with all of this talk that they're talking about now, with not the Haiti not being a British colony. That's what you're talking about?
Okay, basically, with the French law, do you feel like it contradicts the British law in states of citizenship? So how would we identify?
Not the French law, the Haitian law.
Haitian law.
Yeah.
Haitian law and the Bahamian law. So what are you considered here and what are you considered as in Haiti? And how does it?
Is this for the mixed children like you or children born here to legal parents? Which one is the question about?
Both.
Both? Okay, she just added to the question, so I'll answer for both because a lot of them have this issue. All right, so right now we are finding out that a lot of people came here illegally and they got certain advantages. All right, that they should not have gotten. All right, and that is simple. Now, persons who were born here to illegal parents, the Constitution didn't necessarily exclude them as it is now. The Constitution didn't exclude them. It allowed them to apply when they reach a certain age. All right. Those who are born here. All right. Now, the issue comes up in that the PLP government, the previous PLP government was forcing these persons to go and get the Haitian passport. Because once you get the Haitian passport, you have two citizenship. And it's curious that they was making them do that because we don't recognize two citizenship. You see? But that would have empowered the PLP government at the time to push persons out or to exclude them because they had two citizenships. All right? And so that complicated for a lot of those persons. But the PLP government at the time was trying to get rid of Haitians. All right? And the FNM was more supporting them. And so that's what Fred Mitchell them was doing at the time. Now, the way the law is, you have to go back to Haiti to renounce your citizenship. All right. You cannot renounce your citizenship here. There are some people saying that the law has changed in 2012 to say that you cannot renounce your citizenship. That is not the case based on my research. You can renounce your citizenship. Because here's where the problem for that theory comes in. Our law says that if a person cannot renounce their citizenship because of the law in their country, then they can renounce it here in the Bahamas and take a certain oath, a special oath. All right, that's what our law says. So, but that is not the case. They can renounce it. They just have to go to Haiti to renounce it.
So, children born to illegal immigrants, both illegal immigrants, will have to go to Haiti in order to renounce their citizenship and in order for them to.
Right now, that is not the practice. That is not the practice. And so that will only become the practice once that is challenged. I will tell you what's going to happen in the New Bahamas. All right. In the New Bahamas, we understand that there's a quagmire and there's certain things that we're going to have to put in place. And we have a government with the courage to put certain things in place. All right. But in the New Bahamas, if you, well, I'll give you an example. In Qatar, Dubai, etc., all the countries where they benefit from their natural resources, they don't allow outside persons to come in and get citizenship. All right. So if you from outside the country, even if you get a work permit there or you marry one of their citizens, you cannot get citizenship. That's because people will just come in to marry to get the benefits, or they will just come to have children there to get the benefits. And so they're not going to allow that. Once we start benefiting from our natural resources, we are not going to allow persons to get citizenship. You can become residents. All right. That is no problem. But in order to come in our country and affect our elections, that's where the problem comes in. We're not going to let persons come in, one, to flood our country to affect our elections, or two, to benefit from our natural resources. That's for us. You understand? So that is how that works. Here's where the problem is. I know I all over the place with the thing, but here's where the problem is. Someone could be born in Haiti, and in my lifetime, they could move to the Bahamas, legally or illegally, and they can become prime minister. That cannot happen in Haiti. It has to be fair. I can't go to Haiti and become prime minister. You or president. You can't go to Haiti and become president. As much as you may say I have Haitian heritage, I love Haitian people, none of your friends who may be of Haitian descent, may have two Haitian parents, can go to Haiti and become president. No, not one. So we have to protect the Bahamas from persons coming into this country and being able to be prime minister. In Haiti, you can't have any public office. You can't be a judge, prime minister, member of parliament, any of the councils, etc. You can't have any public position if you're not a Haitian of origin and own property in Haiti. And foreigners can't own property. So they say they are Haitian brothers, right? If you're my Haitian brother and you saying I should just let you come in this country because you're my Haitian brother, how come I can't go to your country and do the same thing? I could never own land in Haiti. I was doing business. You know what I had to do? I had to put stuff in a company name. And the company could own land, but a foreigner can't, because they're protecting their land. And the foreigner can only own that land to do with what his business is doing. So if you open a hotel, they'll give you a business, and you own that land for the hotel. You don't just grab up no bunch of property, like how Oban was coming here, they was doing oil, but then they got this big property for subdivision. And how FTX was coming here, they was doing their digital stuff, but then they got a bunch of property to do subdivision. No. Haiti wouldn't let you do that. So if Haiti is smart enough to protect their land, how is it that there's a problem when Bahamians say we got to protect our land and somehow all of a sudden you become hateful or xenophobic? No. You got to protect this for you all too. So persons will be able to become residents if they've lived there, they've contributed, etc. But in terms of benefiting from natural resources or voting, that's going to be a different issue. All right?
What will happen to the passports of the Haitians who already what will happen to the passports of the Haitians who are here once you are elected? Will they be revoked? Will they be able to keep their passports, etc.? Like
we
driver's license
once
and IVs.
the passports belong to the government. All right, that's the first part of it. But once person's got their passport the right way, then that's not an issue. We have to worry about moving forward. If you got your passport the right way, now you can't say this fella came here illegally. He paid off Brave Davis' cousin to get him this passport. There's no paper trail to say how he got this passport and to say that this person should allow to continue. He has to be regularized.
So basically, you're saying you'll be going over all of the.
I don't know that we can go over all. I'm talking about the way forward.
Okay.
I don't know if we can go over all. That would take years. All right. But there will be spot checks. We will bring in investigators to check on certain things and certain people who were involved in blatant corruption. All right. To have an investigation on 100,000 passports, that's years. All right. And I'm just being realistic. But there will be spot checks, and we will, if we see, like how we saw that fella the other day, that we went in the back of the yard and we saw this fella. He just got his passport end of November. Beginning of December, he got a work permit. No advertisement in the paper from this company for that job. That's a big red flag. We got to protect our country. As simple as that. All right?
For the Haitian.
Now, let's not confuse the people born here with the illegals who come here on the boat. They have a different story. All right? And while there needs to be a fix for the people who were born here, in terms of dealing with residencies and other stuff, the people who come here illegally on the boat and land here and they're just in the system, that's a different story.
So, for me, this is my personal question for me. I would be considered a citizen? For the Haitians who came in the right way, who have their papers, and who live in shanty towns, what will happen to them? Like, what will happen to the shanty towns?
Remember, I started to say it earlier, and I've seen this as a police, and I've gone into shanty towns, and I've experienced this. All right, I'm really against shanty towns, not because I hate Haitians, but because I don't think, especially children, should live in those conditions. If a big grown man come here on a boat and he want to live in the bush or he want to live in that situation, then that's his business. Now, if we catch you, we can lock you up and send out of this country. But to know you're in that situation and have a child in that situation and grow that child up in that situation, that's wrong, man. That's wrong. And our government shouldn't allow that. You shouldn't be living in those situations, getting bite up from Sanofi and living like that. That is wrong. And these Haitian activists should not be proud of themselves. They should not be. All right? And so we're going to get rid of shanty towns. When they go to Miami, they don't live in shanty towns. When they go to New York, they don't live in shanty towns, Quebec, etc., etc. I don't know, my computer going crazy. Something happening. They're getting hot. So my computer sleeping, my computer ain't sleeping. Something wrong. Well, anyway, so we're gonna get rid of shanty towns. We're gonna fix that for everybody because no one should have to live next to a shanty town and devalue their country. All right. Someone made a comment on that. That's a good question. They said Bahamians live in shanty towns too, and that's what I'm saying. No one should live in a shanty town. None. All right. It shocks me to see Bahamians voting in the election. They got outside toilet. Angliston. People live in their outside toilet and that kind of stuff. They'll be in town and they'll vote for these governments who have kept them in that state and not done anything to transform them. No one should live in a shanty town in the 21st century. No one. And this is something that we are going to fix. And I've already released a plan for that. And if we have time today, we finish the questions, I could go into some things. But we're going to get rid of shanty towns. Children will not be allowed to live in that situation. And that is that. That's a crime against humanity.
If you are elected, how soon will it be before light, water, etc. can be free, and in which order will they become free?
Good question. That's what your friends asking. These some smart children. These some smart children. Okay, so we promised certain things that other countries already have, and they said we were selling dreams, but more and more they're starting to realize that the PLP is copying everything that we're saying, and they're copying us is actually legitimizing us. And so before, when they said we were selling dreams with all this stuff, people believe them because they're not exposed. They don't know that this stuff is happening right now around the world. And so I will tell you that from our natural resources, we're going to find a way to pay the Bahamian people for allowing us to use what is theirs. All right. And so the way we're going to do that is giving you benefits. And so what Arabian countries do, like Qatar, Dubai, Kuwait, etc., they give you benefits. And that is a payback because they're using your oil. You see? So it's not you begging for anything or getting anything free. The land belongs to us. The natural resources belong to us. And so for the government to be using it or anyone to be using it, then we should get compensated. That's how it works. That makes sense, right? It's ours. And so that's how it works. So in order for you to benefit from it, they give you some benefits. And they give you a lot of benefits in those countries, a lot. You get for example, in Qatar and Dubai and these countries, you get money when you're born, you get money when you get married, you get land when you get married. Every single Qatari or person from Dubai, they get land. All right, they get about half an acre each. All right, their funeral is paid for. They even pay for you when you die. They get what they call a pension, which is a certain amount of money per month, and the countries it varies. So like some countries might be like $3,000 a month, etc. When you become an adult in most of those countries, you get $100,000 when you become 18. Well, that would have been sweet, eh? That would have been sweet. Now, when you in Bahrain, they give you $300,000. All right, when you become an adult, that would have been sweet, eh?
Oh, I need a nine.
And so we are going to make sure that Bahamians benefit from whatever it is. So some people are trying to put numbers on it. Listen, whatever it is that we decide it is, that's what it's going to be that Bahamians are going to get. And so some of the benefits, because they have free healthcare, etc., in these countries, electricity, and certain other benefits. Now, how can we do this? You got to make this make sense. And then we're going to get back to talking about the legal immigration nation stuff in a minute. But this was a question that they're asking. The first thing we're giving is, all right, we budgeted $70 million for that based on water and sewage budget for giving us water. That'll cost $70 million. We're going to subsidize that. We can do that from our natural resources like nothing. Our carbon credits will cover that like nothing. In fact, we can do that right now without doing anything. These governments spend a bunch of money on nonsense. They waste money on nonsense. They can do it right now. Trust me on that. Brave Travel budget for this term is $86 million. Just for him and Fred them to go eat caviar and fly first class and live in a hotel. Think about it. Their budget is $86 million, and we still ain't at a hospital yet. We still don't have a hospital or airport in Grand Bahama. Remember how they said, oh, government ain't got no money, government broke. But all of a sudden, when ministers wanted to buy the hotel in Grand Bahama, he fined $60 million just like that. They got the money. They just don't want you benefit from it. You have that friend who always play broke, but always crying broke because they ain't want to give you nothing. They ain't never want to contribute. Yeah, that's our government. So $70 million is the budget for water, and we can do that. That is going to happen first, all right? Because that's the smallest thing. Next thing that we offered, and other countries aren't doing this, but we're offering, and it's water. The water is going to be free for individuals. Everything that we're saying that we're offering to Bahamians is to the individual. Businesses will pay. The businesses of Bahamians will pay. The businesses of foreigners will pay. So there'll still be money made. But we will subsidize for Bahamians. So whereas we said the budget is 70 million, it's really not going to be 70 million because businesses are going to pay it. It may be more like 35, 40 million. And so that's really what it is. But we're keeping it up to the high number because we don't want people to say, oh, they're underestimating. All right. And so water is first. Next, we're offering, and no one else has done this, but you keep hearing people saying, oh, in which country are they doing this? In which country are they giving them people $100,000? Which people are they doing it? Listen, before Qatar was giving anything to their people, no country was doing it. So it doesn't matter if any other country is doing it or not. We can do it. You understand? So anyway, next, we're going to offer free data and Wi-Fi for Bahamians. We believe that internet is a human right. It's a human right, and that's what the UN said. So, broadband is a human right. So we're going to offer that. Businesses will still pay, so the companies will still make their money, and the foreigners will still pay. Bahamians will get theirs. All right, and so we budgeted $100 million for that because that is how much it costs them to Kill Bahamas and Alive to deliver it now. We're going to make them compete and bid. I'm going to subsidize that for our people. So the budget really is going to be much less. So it's really going to be more like 50 million, even though we're saying $100 billion right now, just to please naysayers. All right. And so far, that's easily done. We could do that now without the Sovereign Wealth Fund money. Think about that. All right. And so after broadband and data, we're going to, and I'll explain all of these in another live, how exactly how that's going to work. All right. After broadband and data is electricity. It costs them $480 million to give us electricity right now, the way the grid is. We can go solar. We can have them build solar power plants where you're not paying for oil. They spend $30 million a month on oil. The total expense of BC is $40 million. And I'm not reading anything, right? This is all inside me because we've done all the research in this. I don't have anything in front of me that I'm reading. I'm just looking at the camera right now. Although you see a camera in front of me, this is in me because we have studied this back and forth, and we know that this is possible if you'd only believe. And so we are going to use the carbon credits to allow countries, and Philippines is doing it, other places are doing it, allow countries to build power plants for us, and we're going to have free electricity for our people. We're even going to sell electricity. All right. I explained that several times how we're going to do that. It is doable, and we're going to do that. It's vision. The next thing is healthcare. The budget was $500 million to deliver catastrophic healthcare for Bahamians. So initially, while we're building our infrastructure, building our hospitals, etc., we're going to have to insure persons, subsidize insuring Bahamians to do that. And that's the initial thing that we're going to do. But eventually, we're going to do what Dubai and other countries are doing. We're going to build out our healthcare facilities, and we're going to subsidize Bahamians who come in there. And we are going to promote tourism. We're going to promote healthcare tourism, medical tourism, which will generate money towards the Bahamas. The same way you go to Miami or you go to Cuba. You're going to Cuba. They don't have amazing facilities. They're just cheap. You go to Cuba to get healthcare. People are now going to want to come to the Bahamas to get healthcare because we're going to be high end in that. There are Bahamians running hospitals around the world right now. Bahamians. Yet we are putting up with this nonsense at Princess Margaret Hospital. It is embarrassing that this government wants to celebrate 50 years and we're still in that state. So, all right. So we're going to eventually build, and then Bahamians, once you come to the hospital, you need service, you show that you're a Bahamian, you're free. All right. And that is catastrophic. Whatever's going on with you, there'll be no more cookouts, and you're going to get that from your Sovereign Wealth Fund. All right. Now, someone asked, well, the Sovereign Wealth Fund is gone. Yeah, Brave David stole the Sovereign Wealth Fund. I told you before election this is what he was going to do. Everything I have said is coming to pass. I told you all Brave said this is what he's going to do. And he did it. And any other country, they'd have been in the streets with rocks and bottles right now for him. But Bahamians just let it happen, and they don't even know what happened. Some people don't even know what it means. They use our ignorance and they keep us dumb. And that's how they take advantage of us. And so we are going to bring back the Sovereign Wealth Fund. and we're going to make it to what it's supposed to be. He did a fund where it's now called the National Investment Fund. There are people say National Development Fund. No, they call it the National Investment Fund. And this fund allows them to be able to steal our natural resources, to do public partnership. So now a foreign, whereas the crown land should be in the hands of the government for the people, and the natural resources, the same thing. Now they can take that and put it in the hands of private persons, like the Prime Minister and his cronies, or companies. This is unheard of. Every Bahamian should be on the streets right now because of this. You all don't know how you all just get swing. They let you all believe that I was selling you dreams when I talked with the carbon credits. And then they came and stole it from you. And it's giving it to FTX. What they said was worth nothing. Y'all better wake up. And so I know we went off there. We talking about the immigrant situation, et cetera, et cetera. But I just wanted to answer that question for them. And so first, we're delivering the water, and then the broadband, and then we move into electricity, and then healthcare. All right. And so within the first month or two, we're going to deliver the water. That's what I should be answering. We're going to deliver the free water, and then we're going to move to delivering the free broadband right after that in stages, and then we're going to deliver the free electricity. We have to make a deal with the country, get the free electricity, get the power plants built. We have to wait for the power plants to build. So this one is going to happen more closer to the end of the first year. All right, because it shouldn't be more than that. We're building solar power plants. So depends on how much we're building. But in the meantime, that's when we're going to deliver that. We're already looking at plans, et cetera, to do this. We've already plotted all of this out. And then after that, we're going to deliver close to the end of the year, the healthcare. And then after that, we're going to deliver the whatever checks it is that we promised the person. It's not going to be checks. It's going to be deposit. So we say check because it sounds good to say check, but it's really going to be deposited straight to you. All right. And so that's the timeline.
What happens to the Haitians who are on the government jobs, like the police, defense force, different?
They're on the job. They're on the job. There's some people who feel that because they're Haitian and they're on the police force, that they're going to be corrupt. I don't agree with that. All right. Now, we don't want our police force overrun with persons who have the idea that they want to benefit other people. If that's starting to happen, if that's the mentality, that's a problem. All right. And we'll fix that. I worked in the police force with Haitians who they never showed around me. I work with a lot of Haitians. I work with Frankie Campbell. All right. I work with another one named Frankie Edmond. All right. I worked with several people of the Asian diaspora, and I don't think, just like yourself, because people are of that diaspora, that they're going to want to be corrupt. I think they would want to protect this country for us. And if we find out that they are corrupt or doing anything corrupt, doing anything illegal, selling, if they're on immigration and they are overlooking a person who come here illegally or helping them get papers or fraudulent papers, etc., we are going to deal with them to the fullest extent of the law. Not because they're Haitian, but because they're breaking the law. You understand? Now, we need more Bahamians to go and fill these jobs. In Dubai, the police officers, that's a voluntary thing. Those people are millionaires. The police, they are police officers who are millionaires. Government positions, they want people from Dubai in those positions because they're critical positions. And so Bahamians will be comfortable in this country like they are in those countries, but out of your civic duty, they will work in certain positions, government positions, not because they have to, because they need a job, but out of their patriotic duty, you see? And so we're going to need Bahamians to do that. I'm calling on Bahamians right now, organic Bahamians. Man, the police force hiring, man. Immigration hiring. Go take up those positions. And I can tell you one thing. We are going to have the strength to deal with who we have to deal with. And that's that. All right? Someone says Haitian cannot be police officers. That is correct. Haitian can be a police officer. And so someone of Haitian descent can be a police officer. And I know people of Haitian descent who are police officers. All right. And like I said, if they do any corruption, you send them to jail. It's simple as that. But that goes for Bahamian police officers too. All right. And so, Bahamians, let's protect our country, man. Don't let these people who have bad intentions flood out immigration. Don't let them do it. But in any event, you're going to have strong leadership who's going to have the courage to do what needs to be done.
How soon will the 100K be distributed, and who are entitled to the 100K?
All Bahamians are entitled to their money from the sovereign wealth fund. All Bahamians are entitled to that. And as we said before, the timeline for that is within the first year, at the end of the first year, because we have to make a certain amount of money from the carbon credits, etc., from certain investments in natural resources. The money is going to be flipped. All right. So if we make $10 billion from one natural resource, we're not going to take that $10 billion and split that between the Bahamian people. We are going to invest that on the market the way Norway does. We're going to invest it on the market. We're going to flip it. And what is made profits from the profit, we're going to distribute to the Bahamian people at whatever is decided that it should be. All right. And so that's what it is. And so remember, is the carbon credits, we may make 200 billion. We're not giving out 200 billion. We still have a country to run, and we want to build up our sovereign wealth fund so that we're like Norway and we don't even have to be using our natural resources eventually. But we're going to flip it on the markets. We're going to trade it on the markets, increase it, all right, and then distribute from the profits. The principle is never touched. That principle is secured for our future generations, forever and ever and ever. Any more questions? Good. Now my time. You went to school in the Bahamas, and you went to school where some people would have considered you Haitian, even though your mother's Bahamian and you have a Haitian last name. Tell me about that experience.
Well, growing up, people would feel like because we were so young that it was impossible for it to happen, but anything's possible with children nowadays, especially growing up in my generation. So you would have children feel like, oh, she only got this because she was a Haitian, or she shouldn't have this because she's a Haitian. Or you'll have children feel like because of, in your home, you'll always have some parents feel like, oh, Haitians is such a way, and children will feed off of that, and they'll come to school with that mentality that Haitians aren't supposed to be here, they aren't supposed to have this, they aren't supposed to do that, and that's basically what it was in the schools. You had the Bahamian children sometimes even the Haitian children or other different lineages.
Did you all get bullied?
Yeah, I used to get bullied sometimes.
They bullied you because you was Asian?
Yes, because you was Asian. Some people used to get bullied, and this happened in not only the government schools because I've heard stories from my friends, but also private school because I went to private school. And
so you feel that there's a situation where there were Haitians who felt like they were being bullied, and that's still happening today, you think?
Yeah.
Because you just graduated. All right. And what do you think is going to be the result in society? Do you think there are Haitians who will now want to take retribution because they were bullied?
I feel that, knowing that Haitians are a very strong-minded, aggressive nationality, they're going to feel like they need to stand up for themselves to take back. And Haitians, they don't forget, like people know Haitians are very smart. So I still remember people who used to bully me or who used to have a problem with me. Remember face, the name, whoever they were. So I'm sure a lot of other Haitians have remembered this, and that's why they feel like, okay, now I'm of age to do something about it. Because at school, you can't really do nothing about it. Because so, like you could go to the police.
Do a lot of them feel that they have the numbers now, so they're standing up more now?
I believe so, yeah.
They feel like they have the numbers as more Haitians now, so they standing up.
Because it wasn't as, well, not to say it wasn't as much like back in 6th grade, 7th grade, Haitians, because now it's really whereas Haitians are letting people know they're Haitians. Because back then, a lot of people never. My mommy told me, and I was younger, that I never used to embrace being Haitian. I used to say I used to hate being a Haitian. So I'm sure a lot of Haitians never used to say that, oh, I'm a Haitian, or just go around blurting that out. So I'm sure that there were Haitians back in school back. There were Haitians, but they just didn't say nothing until now, where it became generalized. Where okay, now there's more. I feel like there's more Haitians in school than there are Bahamians.
Right now.
That's how I feel.
And so what started to happen now is in the schools, it seems like the Haitians are bullying the Bahamians, and the Haitians of the Bahamians of Haitian descent who don't want to be a part of their gangsterism. So there's like a war going on.
Yeah, I believe it's because the Haitians who are split in the middle, like for myself, let's say I was one of the persons, not saying that this happened, but just giving a scenario. If a Haitian came up to me, a full-bred Haitian, two Haitian parents came up to me and said, hey, join my gang against the Bahamians. I, as a Haitian Bahamian, cannot pick a side. So that's just like when your mother told you, don't embarrass me in front of company. Don't do that. You're going to get in trouble for that. So the Haitians, I feel like they feel as if the Haitian Bahamians are embarrassing them in front of the Bahamians, and they feel like they need to retaliate because of it, or they retaliate against them for it's not for them not wanting to join them, but not wanting to stand with them and not wanting to fight against people who hate them. So they want to.
So a lot of the Haitian children now feel like Haitians were taken advantage of or mistreated for so long, and now they got the numbers, and it's time for them to stand up and they can bully Bahamian children. To be clear, that's what's happening.
Yeah,
that's just a reality.
It's just reality.
Because we're hearing about stuff like this, especially like in Abaco, but it's happening in New Providence too.
It's happening in a lot of government schools, CV, CI.
And a lot of parents don't even know this going on.
I feel like Bahamian parents and Haitian parents influence children so much by the conversations that they had, and they didn't understand how they were influencing them. Because Bahamians know, when you dress a certain way, oh, you look like a Haitian. Oh, you do this like a Haitian. So I feel like when they would say that, they made it seem as if Haitian were so bad. Like, oh, if you look bad, you look like a Haitian.
Yeah.
So Bahamian children started to feel like, oh, I don't want to be a Haitian. I don't want to be with them. Don't want to be infiltrated with them. So now they would take that to school and find, oh, you're a Haitian. I don't want to be with you. I'm going to be them saying all of this. So that's where the problem began. The problem really became with the adults. And the adults not that they did it to say, oh, we don't want Haitians, but it just happened. And things like that happened, but they didn't realize the impact it had on the children of my generation. They didn't realize it. And it's not their fault because of it, but this is the result that happened. And now this is what is happening. It's not really the children's fault or the adults, but certain times children take things way out of proportion the way you intended them to take it.
Because now clearly the Bahamian children are being outnumbered in schools across the country.
Yeah. There's a lot of Haitian Bahamians. There's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Wow. And you feel that there's going to be a boiling point because of these wars that's going on? Because
of the wars. And now, because of the wars, now the adults are finally being looped in, but they're being looped in so late that they feel like it's just a Haitian uprising, not knowing that this been going on. It's just now that we older and the boys have access to knives, they have access to all type of different weapons. So now
a boy carried a machine gun to school the other day. Yeah. And these guns coming from Haiti. I know that for a fact.
So now they have the tools, and now adults have to get looped in.
So they have the numbers, they have the weapons. And they got the nerve.
I don't feel that it's right, because personally, what happened to me, I took it as motivation. I had experiences in school whereas the teacher would ask me if I wanted to use my mother's maiden name in ceremonies, or if I wanted to use my last name and just use my last name for documentations. So I could have took that as disrespect, or I could have took that, and because a lot of people say, yeah, you wouldn't make it just because you're Haitian. You wouldn't make it in this country. So I use that as motivation.
Wow.
But some people won't look at it that way. You have a lot of Haitian children who I can promise you have been bullied and have taken it for better. But not everybody is going to be the same.
You
Not
graduated
everybody-
early in grade 10.
Grade 10.
So you did
Yeah.
well with it. I'm
So-
impressed with that.
Yeah, I took mine and I graduated early. I did what I have to do to prove to them that I'm not going to be this way. I'm not going to do it this way. But you have children who took that to heart, who made it feel like they weren't allowed here. So now they feel like, okay, you don't accept me. You feel like I never did anything to you, but you want to do this to me. So now they grew up now, they have this on their mind, and all they seeing is, oh, look around. They're going out in the streets, first of all, seeing what's happening in the streets, and they just taking it back and feel like basically a left back.
When I grew up in the 80s, I was in primary school, right? That's when the street gang started. The first gang we really had, real street gang, was the syndicates, all right? And that's when they started. And I grew up in Angleston, and I went to E.B. Robertson. That's where a lot of that really came from. And these street gangs, it was young people at the time, they used to throw rock and ball at each other, and then it morphed. Those persons started to get older and older, and then those persons became the criminals. They became the drug dealers. And then the crime went crazy in the country as those persons got more and more older. It went from primary school to junior high school to senior school to into the real world, to drug connections, Colombia, etc., Jamaica, etc. And I think that the same thing is going to happen if this war that has already started in the schools. That's going to cause there to be tension between Bahamians and Haitians. And I think that war is going to spill out into the society in short order.
I feel like the wars are very petty. It's not only about bullying. Sometimes it's about pettiness. Sometimes it's about girls. But I feel like it's a petty war. Like there's no reason in particular to have a Haitian and Bahamian war. There's no reason in particular to have it. There's no justification of it. Even though I understand both point of views, I don't condone it, or I don't think it's right. But I could say that and still understand the viewpoints. And I'm sure that growing up in private school, I'm sure government school was worse than me. It was worse than what happened to me. I'm sure that they had it way worse, and that's why the uprising is really happening in a lot of government schools. Because I can't recall a lot of uprisings in the privates, but.
Yeah. I think the persons in school was copying what they saw the older gang fellas doing. There was a war with one order, which was mostly Bahamians and Madass and these other people. Or was it Fire and Death? No, Madass.
No,
that
it
was
was
more
not,
Haitian.
yeah.
All right, so Madass was the Haitians. That's the Zoe connection. And then one order was the Bahamian, Dye Stubbs and them. And so that war was the war brewing on the streets, and a lot of murder was going on. And I think the school children started copying that, bringing it into the schools. The same thing happened with rebellions and gun hawks, etc. in my time. You wouldn't know about them things. All right. But something serious is going on, and we got to fix this. Do you plan to come to the march on Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
You're a Haitian, you're a Bahamian of Haitian descent. Let me just say that. You're a Bahamian of Haitian descent. So you're Bahamian. Why are you coming to that march?
I don't want the Bahamas to be like Haiti. And with the government in place, I feel like the problem today isn't Haitians, it isn't illegal immigrants. Because you have in America, people always ask, oh, they can't go, people always say, oh, you can't go to America and do these things. That's because America's government is very strict. They're very strict on their laws. They're very strict on their rules. So if our government is strict on our laws and strict on our rules, then how do you want us as people to be strict on laws that the government isn't even strict on? That's just like you saying, okay, you put $1 million in front of me. You have no security around it, but you want me to do the right thing. Not everybody's gonna do the right thing. Some people they had it hard. Not gonna if it's right there in front of them, they're gonna
So we
take
need
it.
to close our borders to those illegal immigrants. They need to stop. And there's a lot of Haitians who feel that way too.
There's a lot of Haitians who feel like the government needs to have a stricter policy, and that's why
That the government need to do something.
then something needs to happen, because we don't want all of them coming here. We don't want this to be like Haiti. We don't want this to be war all day, every day. This is supposed to be an island that we came here for peace. It's supposed to be the better nation that we send off, just like the way that Bahamians feel like when they send their children off to the United States for a better life. This is where the Haitians send their children off for a better life. So if this is where we having a better life, why were we going to bring the scene that we just came from? Yeah.
I want to play this video for you. I'm going to play this video. I don't know if you saw it, but many persons have been sharing this now. This is Haitian living in America, and because the Dominican Republic just shut their borders. They're like, listen, y'all keep that over there. Don't bring that here. And so he was talking about it, and I'm going to, excuse the language, but I'm going to let y'all hear this.
Let me tell you something. True Haitians agree with the Dominican government. Listen. When we look at what we have done to our own country, we assassinated our president. Shit, you can go down a list of history. We can go down in history. We can go all the way back to Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Look what we did to Jean-Jacques Dessalines. You know what I'm saying? We chopped Jean-Jacques Dessalines up into pieces in the marketplace. And this was the man that gave us our freedom. So now listen, Saint-Domingue, Dominican Republic, has a great infrastructure. The roads are clean. Everything looks nice. You got modern architecture. You think that you're living in the United States. So now you have a people that you don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? You don't know their health status. You don't know nothing. So you're just supposed to open up your board and just let anybody come in. Listen, you don't know who's on the motherfucking list, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's gonna do what. If you allow them in without checking to make sure the paperwork is right. So no, we Haitians, true blood, agrees with what you Dominicans are saying. You need to have border patrol, because my thing is this. Well, our thing is this. You guys have destroyed the country. Now you want to go into their country and do the same fucking thing. So the thing is, that's what you guys have been saying. But we didn't even have to hear you guys say it, because we felt the same fucking way. La vérité, c'est la vérité. The truth is the truth. People don't like it. You know what I'm saying? See, they got a lot of sympathizers out here. There's a lot of sympathizers in people with victim mentalities. See, I came up with a different type of Haitian, man. I came up in a solid family that believed in, self-determination. Do what you have to do for yourself. Just not looking to the next person, to do for us. We learned a long time ago, don't beg. You basically go out there and make things happen for yourself. So no, I'm not going to make excuses for my people, my culture. Hell no, we've been fucked up. Yeah, we done fucked up. We done a lot of fucked up shit, and all's fair in love and war. See, if anything, if Dominican Republic opens up its borders to us and allow us to come in, that's an act of mercy. That's an act of kindness. Because they really should be like, man, fuck you niggas. Because when you got out of slavery, what you did, you abused us. You do all manner of shit to us, and that's why we don't eat anisal today and apricots, because that's what you fed us on a plantation. C'est vérité. So now, listen. At the end of the day, man, listen. Haiti's fucked up. The average Haitian doesn't even want to go to Haiti today. The average Haitian doesn't want to go to Haiti. So right now, that's the reality, man. So, listen. Everything I said in my previous videos is nothing that real Haitians is nothing that real Haitians haven't said already. So I know people are bringing up these weird ass people, man. I'm not here to go defend any point against anybody else. Say verite, my bike. That's what I'm dropping here. And look what we Haitians have done. We have destroyed our own economy. We have destroyed our own history. Look what we did to our president. Just go back and think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Haitians say all the time, Haiti don't pay fatra. I'm not going to say it for the American audience. But if you're Haitian, you understand exactly what I'm fucking saying. So again, this is not just my opinion. This is what all pure-blooded Haitians are saying. And I'm talking about pure-blooded, I mean not no Haitian raised in America. I'm talking about Haitians that were born in Haiti. that who are basically lived in Haiti, they're saying the same fucking exact thing that I'm saying. And a lot of us agree with what Dominicans are saying. Hell no, don't leave your borders open.
Happening with our video. Okay, one sec. There we go. There we go. It's not as crisp as before. We wanted to open the phone line, so we had to switch devices quickly. So a lot of Haitians don't believe what is going on. They don't believe in what Brave Davis and the PLP government is allowing. A lot of Haitians are against that. You feel the same way?
Okay. I feel as if the Bahamas is a very, probably, if not the most, one of the most mixed bred land of foreigners, whether status or legal. And I feel as if you don't have a strong government, then you are looking for it to be a legal problem. Whereas I say that to say, so regardless, Haitian, Jamaican, whoever, if I see something I can take and nobody is there to stop me, I'm going to do it. If you see $5 on your mommy dresser and you know you want to go get your little chip and salty, I mean, there ain't nobody there and you feel like you can get away with that, you taking that.
So in other words, Philip Grave Davis them allowing it. So the Haitian people who are taking advantage of it. All right.
Haitian are very aggressive when they take it.
Yeah, and so it needs to stop. All right. Now, I just want to make this big announcement to y'all. Remember, at the beginning of last year, Keith Bell had made the announcement. I've already shown you all the clips and all in the news that they were going to bring this asylum bill. All right. They came, talked about it again. And then we made people aware of it because it was going in the news and people didn't really know what asylum bill means. So it went right over most of our heads because we didn't know what he was talking about. They came and announced it. This is how they steal right in your face. This is how they do stuff right in your face. So they could say, well, we told you all. But y'all ain't saying nothing. But he announced it. And people didn't pay attention to it until I started revealing what an asylum bill is. Because it really means we'll take care of you while you're here. We allow you to come in, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the government has recently made an announcement. They made an announcement that they're going to, of course, it's because we're doing this protest, all right? And just like with the asylum bill, they went back on it because we did the protest, but they didn't want to give credit because they didn't want you to realize that if you protest, they gotta pull back. When you stand up, they gotta stand down. They was bringing this asylum bill. We processed it, and then they had to come back and say, well, we ain't doing no asylum bill. We ain't know what you're talking about. Even though they already announced it several times. They did it that way because they didn't want you to know your power, all right? And so they pulled it back. So we won on that, all right? Now, the government, because they know we're coming out and we made our threats and our demands, they made some announcement. One, and listen to this because this is a big announcement I'm going to show you. They made an announcement that they were going to suspend giving out work permits until they could change their protocols to verify documents and stuff like that, because documents they get might be fake, et cetera, et cetera. We've been telling them that from last year. All right. We don't know this idiotic government busy traveling too much, so they don't know what's going on. All right. They know fraudulent documents was coming, not just from Haiti, but from here too. People were arrested over and over for this kind of stuff. But this idiotic, incompetent government was allowing it because they're corrupt. Because they were stretching out to make as much money as they could before we stand up. Well, it's like if you have a boyfriend who's cheating on you, as long as you're letting him do it, he keep doing it until you say something, and then he gone or he can stop. You see? But as long as you're letting them get away with it, it's like, oh well, she ain't saying nothing. I doing such and such, and oh, she ain't got a problem with it. Let me keep doing what I doing until they say something. And so when we stood up, they had to stand down. Now, because they know we coming out on Wednesday, they made this announcement to kind of distract you. And that announcement was that they're gonna do whatever with the work permits. But pay close attention to what they talked about, the permits to remain in the country, the permits to be in the country. That's a different permit. All right? Now, with that permit, I want you to listen to Keith Bell very carefully. Keith Bell literally announced to y'all that they were going to be offering asylum. They didn't pass the asylum bill no more, you know. But they are just doing it. He announced that a couple of days ago, and that went over everyone's head. And that went over our media's head. No one even asked about it. No one realized that, hold on. He's bringing asylum. Y'all watch this.
And while government has faced criticisms from United Nations officials, Bell is defending government's zero-tolerance approach.
Exceptional circumstances would mean, in a case where a father, mother, children would have been killed or executed, or instances where we know that they have been hiding, we know that the gangs have put threats, and they've actually carried out those threats on those families. But it isn't an easy decision to be made, but it is a very one that has to be made. And again, we know the floodgates argument, and so we have to take into account each case as the situation presents itself. But some very tough decisions will be made, and we are up to the
I don't know about y'all, but that is exactly the reasons you get asylum. When there's some criminal element that is harassing you, etc., you have a parent who died, etc., they just announced that they're going to be doing the asylum. So they ain't got to worry about that work permit part. Now you're going to be paying. The corruption is going to be with this asylum part, because that's just what he announced without using the word asylum. I'm going to play it again for you one more time. I want you to listen very carefully.
And while government has faced criticisms from United Nations officials, Bell is defending government's zero-tolerance approach.
Exceptional circumstances would mean, in a case where...
So they use the word, because they're using Eyewitness News now as their political prostitute, right? To really put their message out there. And that's Jose Etienne actually doing the story. He usually does good story, but that's Jose Etienne doing the story. They started by saying the government is doing a zero tolerance, all right, which is absolutely nonsense. I'm going to show you why in a minute. But instead of just talking about this asylum thing, they're tricking you by bringing asylum, by saying everything that constitutes asylum without saying the words asylum. Listen.
Father, mother, children would have been killed or executed, or instances where we know that they have been hiding. We know that the gangs have put threats, and they've actually carried out those threats on those families. But it isn't an easy decision to be made, but it is a very one that has to be made. And again, we know the floodgates argument, and so we have to take into account each case as the situation presents itself. But some very tough decisions will be made, and we are up to the...
So it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. So you bring it into them. And this government has been corrupt and inept so far as relates to these people getting papers. Now they're saying, hey, don't worry about the work permit. We got another way to get y'all in. You got to worry about no fake work permit. Just give it to us and you'll get permission to stay. All right? And the asylum situation. Now, the only thing is they won't be able to pay, which with the asylum bill we're going to do, pay for all your bills. But they're now going to find another way to let you in. And because they announced it to you, nothing you could do. Because they announced it and you did nothing. But I say to every Bahamian listening to this, we got to close our borders. We cannot let Keith Bell get away with this and keep a loophole in there. Please show up with us on Wednesday, February 1st at 10 a.m. and be prepared to stand up for this country. These people are up to tricks. Now, let me show you what else they didn't do. They did that so people could start to say, oh, see the government doing something. We noticed what they didn't stop? Visas. That's where the big money is. See, with work permits, they got to get other people involved. They are paying persons right now, business people, the corrupt officials have their persons working for them who go out there and solicit people with business licenses to do these work permits. That's what they're doing. All right. So they just come to you and say, man, you have a business license. Okay, we need you to apply for a work permit for this person. That's what they do. All right. That's happening right now. We've been investigating several of them. Stay tuned. All right. But so they ain't got to worry about all that headache no more. All right. Because you're going to get the permission to stay. All right. The permission to reside, which Keith Bell is talking about. All you got to do is say, well, gangs sticking up. Everybody is terrified of gangs. Everybody can say the gang was harassing them. That's why they leave. This means everyone can stay now. And they will have permission to work, permission to reside, permission to do business. Bahamians. And the media sitting down, interviewing this creature, this evil snake who is trying to destroy our nation. And not one soul catch on. And I asked this man, what does he mean? Haiti is suffering from a gang situation. Everyone can come and say, gangs threatening them. I've been kidnapped. You know, police report to get. The police riding on the streets. It's them who hold up the Bahamian charge affairs and take their car and weapons. They rob the Bahamian consulate people. Bahamians, y'all better wake up, you know. I gotta be out there on Wednesday if I gotta be out there myself. And I know I ain't standing alone on this. Y'all better call your friends and family. Get them Bahamians out there. Too much tricks from these dirty, filthy rats that we have running this country. And not one member of the media has the sense to say, hold on. This sounds like asylum. Hold on. So, okay, you stop and work permits, but now you do it on a case by case, which means you can let anybody in. You don't have to go through that process. You don't have to pay nobody no more to use their business license because you could just do it. Y'all better screen record this and send this to every Bahamian in this country. Because if y'all think this about politics, and people say, oh, I ain't going to that because I support COI. You be the stupid fool and sit down and let them sell our country and raid and invade our country because you think this about COI. This ain't about COI. This is about the Bahamas and Bahamians. We don't want no one out there in no political colors. We want Bahamians out there and the people who love this country. I don't care if you're a foreign, you are a permanent resident. Everyone who loves this country. If you here on work permit, I don't care if you're a Mexican, you here on work permit, and you don't want this country to be overrun and taken over, you be out there. Everyone who loves this country should be there. Every investor should be there. Every F&M should be there. Every PLP should be there. Police officers should be there. Defense force officers should be there. Immigration officers should be there. We got to stand up for this country, man. Everyone can stand up for their country. We sit down and let them rape and rob and take everything from us. But when this is gone, it's gone. And you will never get it back. It will be over for you and your children. The wars have already begun. And you can listen to me today or you can feel later. Grammy say, if you don't listen, you can feel. They swinging us. We fall for their tricks because the visas continue. That's where they're making their big money. They're making big money off this. That's why the government doing this. While you suffering and can't eat, they're making big money. And you're around here crying for these politicians. Yeah, these trolls arguing for them. This troll broke. Electricity off. They know what they eat tomorrow. And they fighting for their government. While the government officials making big money. Have you heard of people in the Haitian community who pay in big money for these for papers or to get straight, etc.?
Yes, so you have people approaching Haitians saying that, oh, I could get you your passport, I could get you all of this, you could be
Passport?
straight, could get you straight. You know, they can say the word straight. They don't want to say too much. They just say the word straight, showing you the documents, that maybe you don't pay your amount. They gone. You don't know where they gone.
Wow.
You don't know where they gone. My thing is,
What kind of money people paying out there today?
tens of thousands of dollars.
What?
Tens of thousands of dollars. You know, little money.
Like $10,000, $12,000.
10,000, 12,000. How much ever thousand you can count? More thousands I can count on my hand.
To get straight.
Yes, straight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, some getting swing and some getting straight.
Yeah, I'm getting straight now. I'm majority getting swing.
What?
Majority getting swing.
Wow. Wow. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, like that gentleman was saying, the American gentleman was saying, we made it straight to you. We don't want this country to turn into Port-au-Prince. We don't. I lived in Pétionville. I did volunteer and business all over Haiti. All over. What I saw, your children ain't ready for. I ain't trying to scare nobody. You see some of the videos that are going around? The latest video where they shoot up the little children? You saw that one?
I saw the one where they burned the lady. I saw the one where they chop up the man.
You saw the one where they cut up the woman? And then they actually eat her?
My thing is, for the Haitians who don't want here to be like Haiti, and for the Bahamians who don't want Haitians to overrule their country, then why stay home and say that? That doesn't make sense to me. You can't change the world by talking on the phone with your best friend. You can't change the world that way. You can't sit home and complain. You have to take action in person. If you don't want here to be like Haiti, or if you don't want Haitians to rule the country you claim to love, then come on. Don't be home. Don't talk on the phone with your friend. This means not asking you to come out there, go in a police face, or go in Brave or Minister face and tell them your opinion. He only asking you for the numbers. He taking all the hits. I be there every time he get locked up. Majority of the time. And for the Haitians who feel like Lincoln don't love Haitians or xenophobic, that's the word, right? Mm-hmm. Xenophobic. I don't know. If you've been following Lincoln for a very long time, when it was my graduation time, I didn't have a graduation. You could do it to the COVID, so they say do it to the COVID. I didn't have a graduation or anything. Lincoln went out of his way to make my graduation day. He had a whole thing into the office just for me, and he posted that on social media just so I could feel like I had a graduation. Many times, me and my mommy little light show tire going out. We can go from wherever part of the island Nassau is. I feel like Nassau so small, but Nassau is small. When you got to ride and this type of gas money, that's no little thing. Lincoln went out of his way to make sure we were straight. He made sure I was straight. When I had my heart problems, or when we was campaigning one day and I started that chest pain, I feel like I couldn't breathe. He drove from Adelaide, all the way up to PMH. Yeah, PMH. And he stayed with me the whole entire time. They wouldn't allow no one in with me because of the COVID. So I don't think he's xenophobic. I don't think that he hates anybody. I just feel like he's a man who loves his country and he wants to see it prosper instead of degenerating. And for the people who say that You don't send your children off for a better life. You send them for a higher education. There's many Bahamians who tell their children to never come back to this country. But yet you're still voting PLP and FNM. But you tell your child to never come back. If this was a country that was so prosperous, why would you tell your child to never come back? Me personally, I want to come back not to live alone, just to do better for my country. Because I can't live in the stages that this government has put in place. You have people living in third world countries better than the Bahamas. You may not think so, but it's if you really go down to the P's and Q's, you have people living way better than us. And it shouldn't have to be that because we're way richer than them. We are very much more profitable from our act. If we actually sit down and think about certain things and why government does the things that they do, there wouldn't be an FNM and BLP to even go for. If you really think about it, sit down and think about it from education. Explain to me why in school learning about America's government and America's government don't even teach about us. What I could do with that? I learned about Woodes Rogers and Christopher Columbus. How that can help me? How that can help me?
I just want to say to the Haitian people watching this, all right? The Haitian people watching this, you love your country. Where you from? I love this country more than you love your country. I can tell you why I say that. Because I still here. You left your country. I ain't talking to the Bahamians of Haitian descent. I ain't talking to Haitians. You left your country. You didn't fight for that. You didn't fight to get it in order. You left. I could have left this Bahamas. In fact, when the lockdown happened, when that happened, I had a multi-million-dollar deal if I left this country and go somewhere else. I had to choose between staying here to fight and going to deal with that. Persons around me have said it publicly. A multi-million-dollar deal. I had a house, car, office, everything ready to go. I was gone. And they convinced me to stay, to fight for this. Hey, all in. I lose that. Because right after that, the lockdown happened. That's why I chose. I lost that opportunity. That was a multi-million-dollar opportunity. I stayed. I love this country. I have people say stuff for me out there. They don't talk about the good that I do. They don't know the good I do because I don't brag about it. I don't talk about the good I do for people. If they want to talk about it, so be it, but I don't. I've done a lot for a lot of people. But all I know is I don't want this to turn into that. Y'all can call in. Call in anytime. 803-5995. Where I get 305 from? Miami. 803-5995. I must be moving for true. It's moving still in my mind. 803-5995. 803-5995. 803-5995. I was moving to a deal where we had already acquired 13 restaurants, including some major restaurants in New York. Multi-million-dollar deal. It included a building on the Hudson River. All right. Multi-floor building on the Hudson River. And it was a major deal. I literally had to choose between doing that and doing what I'm doing now. People say we're doing this because we want money and this and that. You don't do this for money. All right, there's a lot of things I could be doing. We made sacrifices to do this. When you go into politics, they attack you. They attack your business. So they can say, oh, this business failed. They attacked it. If I was in this for money, I'd have been doing some other things. Sorry, it's on silent. I'm so sorry it was on silent all this time. As soon as I take it off silent. There we go. Hold on. Coming right now. You call on WhatsApp or you can call on regular line. You're live. Afternoon, you're live. I am here. Hold on, we can't hear you. Go ahead. Go try again. Go ahead.
I say I want to tap in on something.
Go ahead.
There's no such thing as a Haitian Bahamian.
Yes.
You're either Haitian or either Bahamian. Now, I grew up with some.
That is the law.
I grew up with some of our friends who call themselves Haitian Bahamian. They born here by one or both Haitian parents, or maybe they grew up here all their life. They don't know nothing about Haiti. They have never been to Haiti. There's no actual ties with Haiti, and they call themselves Haitian Bahamian. I told them, no, you're not Haitian, or you're a Bahamian, 100%. Bahamian, you're born here, you're not my Haiti, And I think that if you have the Bahamian passport, you live here more than, let's say, for 10 years, of Haitian descent. I think the government should allow those that does that, should allow them to have rights to whatever going on. But people who just come here 2 days and 3 days and 4 days and 2 months and so forth, they should actually put a ban on giving those people citizenship.
Yeah, we have to close our borders. We're going to deal with that. We're going to force the government on. We're not playing with them. They're going to protect this country. But I want to talk about the Haitian Bahamian part. Technically, you're right. Legally, you are right. You're a Bahamian or you're a Haitian. You're not one of the two. However, I just want you to understand this part of it. Like I said, if someone has Jamaican or American, etc. in their blood and they want to identify with that, that's their prerogative. Now, legally, they are Bahamian or they're Haitian. Hold on, let me just say this. Rick Fox was born in Canada. He's actually a Canadian. But none of us have a problem with identifying him as Bahamian or letting him identify with his Bahamian heritage. You see, Sidney Poitier was born in Miami. That's my granddaddy first cousin. All right? Nobody have a problem with him identifying with his Bahamian heritage. All right? Now, he is American. He lives in America. He identifies as that. But his daughter come here because this is her heritage. This is where she's from. And his daughter live in Cat Island. All right? And if that's what she want to identify with, that's on her. All right? Yep, but Sidney Poitier didn't disrespect America while he was there with his Bahamian heritage. Rick Fox don't disrespect anyone with his heritage. Beyonce is of Bahamian heritage. If Clay Thompson wants to say he's Bahamian, no one could kill him for that. All right? He's American. But if he wants to identify, my children in America, they're American. No one can tell my children they're entitled to identify with their Bahamian heritage. All right? But then they have to choose one or the other. All right? Legally. All right? All right. She wants to say how she feel about that.
Okay. I know I speak for a lot of Haitians when I say this. We don't think that we're both on documented paper. Yes, we do pick one. But what we identify as, we understand that there is a line and there is a difference. When we say that we're Haitian Bahamian, we say that to say that we respect both of our heritage and both where we live and where we came from. Not to say that we are both nationalities, but to say that we give respect to both countries. On documentation, like myself, when I'm asked, what am I say a Bahamian. My passport says I'm a Bahamian. But to give respect to both countries, we just say that we're Haitian Bahamian. It's not to say that we give devotion or that we identify and want to be both, but just to give it's a respect thing.
That's short for saying Bahamian of Haitian descent.
Yeah.
A few years ago, this was probably like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we had this Haitian guy born and raised in Haiti. He was in the late 30s, early 30s. He came from Haiti. He came here the right way. He came here. He applied for residency, and in order for him to obtain that, he had to work under a Bahamian company or a Bahamian for at least 10 years. Every year, we had to sign off on his papers to allow him to keep staying in the country and state that he worked for us before he could actually get his Bahamian residency.
Yes, that's how it works.
That's how it should work. But now, things change. Now you just come in and
yeah, man, you buy that like nothing. Listen, PLP in power. You buy whatever you want to buy right now.
And that's where the government's going wrong. And they're making it even in America. You could live in America for 50 years and do not become American. You wouldn't get any type of American status, not even a green card.
Yeah.
You know, if laws or stipulations need to be put in place for things like this not to happen, because it's too freely. You're giving away these stuff too freely. And I mean, like you said, I don't have anything against Haitians. I just think that people who are born here or as Bahamian or Haitian descent, Haitian, whatever they call themselves, they should even be fighting for this country, because in the long run, this country is going to benefit their kids and their grandkids and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. But thank you for your call. We're going to take some more calls. It was beeping. And we'll get some more. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
803-5995. 803-5995. You can call in now. This is a video of the phone ring of them killing children in Haiti. Live. I can't play this video on the boy dead and he still was shooting him. That's what we don't want here in this country. I can't play it on Facebook because it'll be a problem. All right. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hello? Hi, my name is Jacqueline Marshall. I'm calling from South Carolina.
Hi, South Carolina. Welcome.
Hello, I just want to first, Mr. Bain, let me just say congratulations to and salute you. I am proud of you. During the election, you would have not been one of my choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to, and we are family. But, and I want to say congratulations. And I want to encourage you to keep going on and continue to push, you know, so that you can bring the Bahamas so that born by in an F&M family from Antwerp and Antwerp. And but I'm currently in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And with me being here in the U.S., I'm a U.S. citizen. But in order for me to live in the U.S., I needed to firstly get a green card. Once I got that green card, every state that I went to in the U.S., I needed to give the U.S. immigration an accurate address so that they can know where I am at all times.
Yes.
If I did any crime here in the U.S. and I got into trouble, if I have gotten into any trouble while I was here as a resident, I would be deported back to my country.
Yes.
So I feel as though in the Bahamas now, they need to make sure that these illegal immigrants are registering everywhere that they go. And if they come into the country, they should be only given a 6-month time or 3 months time to be in that country. And they need to leave after that. And if you're coming into the country, you need to come into the country legal. You can't come into another man's country illegal and work. With me being in the U.S., I cannot work here. I know Florida is more like the Bahamas where they work under the table. But in Spartanburg, South Carolina, I couldn't even get insurance for my kids until we became citizens.
What?
I couldn't get food stamps. I could not, I'm telling you the truth. I could not get food stamp for my kids until we became citizens. I mean, I never put them on food stamp because I worked. But in South Carolina, I wasn't able to get any of those things. So why is it that the Haitians are able to come to the Bahamas, and no disrespect to the young lady who's sitting next to you, why is it that the Haitians are able to come to the Bahamas and get jobs, and you know the food stamp and the government has to cater to them? The government shouldn't have to cater to the Haitian because the Haitian has their own country that they need to go back to or stay in and develop and stop destroying.
Yeah. Yeah, you are 100% correct.
The Bahamians are tired.
Yeah.
And if men like yourself, if y'all do not take a stand now and try to correct this issue in the Bahamas money is gonna be just like the Jamaican money or the Haitian money, where it's gonna have no value. Because I promise you guys, if the Bahamas continue to go on like this, places like the U.S. and different places are gonna pull out or stop their people from coming into the Bahamas because it's too much crime.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. You are 100% on point, and we appreciate your call and putting that in perspective for people so they can understand how it works. These are things that, see, we don't have an immigration problem in Bahamas, we have a corruption problem. That's what we have.
Correct.
There is no immigration problem. It's a corruption problem. And like she said just now, we have a government problem. All right? And so we got to fix this corruption. They're making crazy money. They are selling work permits and visas, etc., like candy right now. They played the scam on us in the news the other day to say they can stop the work permits, but they can have the system now to just let you in. Because that's the deal that, remember, that Brave was making when he went to LA. All right? But we had to pass a law in order for us to really participate and sign off on it. But they have found a way now, because of the situation, a slick way to sneak the asylum in without actually having an asylum bill. You see? And so that is what they are doing. And if we allow them to do that, we are going to be in trouble because there's no accountability. They can just let people in. They don't have to announce anything. With the work permit, they got to announce certain things. Things got to be published in the paper. With the citizenship, etc., things published in the paper. With this nonsense they're talking about, they can just do it at will. They don't have to answer to nobody. This and the visas. And that's why they did not stop the visas, and they are continuing with this program. Well, thank you for your call.
You're welcome, and continue to push and continue to try to build the country. And I know I'm going to keep you covered in the prayer.
Thank you. It's the most important thing. We are fighting a spiritual battle.
Yes, and continue to hold your head up. Like I said earlier in my conversation, you wouldn't have been my choice, but right now I see you as that choice, and consistency is the key. So
thank you.
Please stay consistent and try to work along with maybe the F&M government or whoever needs to come and work along with you so that y'all can pull the country out. Because if you don't, y'all are looking for a dangerous thing.
Call all your F&M friends and family and tell them to be out there on that march, and your PLP friends and family. Thank you.
God bless you. And the PLP, good night.
All right, the phone was beeping. Y'all can call in. 803-5995 is open. 803-5995. Yeah, they murdering children in Haiti now. All right, gunshot. Just killing, slaughtering them. You know?
Good day. I'm calling on the show.
You're live.
Yes, you see, too, when I lived in Port-au-Prince, and in between Port-au-Prince and Cape Haitian for 2 months straight, and I can tell you, I've seen the goods of Haiti, that has to offer. I've seen the bad, I've seen the very abject poverty and everything, and I can tell you this. It seems to me, though, and me and a Haitian guy who I used to work with one day talking about this, it's like when I went to Haiti, I was kind of shocked because I've seen beautiful Haitian people. I've seen people that look just like a lot of people in the Bahamas. And me and him was talking. He's like, Ingram, he's like, man, like when you look at a lot of the Haitians that coming from Haiti here, it's like, not to be disrespectful, he's like, man, they like the rejection, but when you go to Haiti, you see the real beautiful people. And also like what you said, right? Yes, I do agree with you. What you said, you love your country, and we Bahamians love our country more than a lot of the Haitians who come here because we still here. And there was a gentleman by the name of Tavalier who I met in Haiti, in Cape Haitian, and we were talking, and he said the same thing to me because he came to the Bahamas. He was like, did they finish the Atlantis Towers was yet? I said, yeah, that's already finished. He said, because when I was there, they were building it. Yeah, and he said, let me tell you something, bro. He said, you all Bahamians, you all love your country. He said the majority of Haitians don't love their country. And this was a Haitian gentleman telling me that. He said that's why they're fleeing and going here and there. He said Bahamian love his country and wants to build his country. And when you hear people say Haitians need to go back and fix their country, yes, there's corruption. And Haiti's a beautiful country. It has a lot of our Haitian people could benefit of it. But the corruption is stagnated. And we more Bahamas to be. Hang up and listen to your reply.
All right. Thank you for your call, man. We appreciate it. There's a beautiful part of Haiti. I live there. There's wealth in Haiti that Bahamians can't even imagine. And this is why when some people say, oh, these just poor people trying to get a better life, listen, they can fix that country. Haiti has wealthy people that Brent Simmons at them can't even come close to matching. I'm telling you what I know. I've done work for some of them, technical work, computer work. They have wealth that Brent Simmons and them can't, even the Hollow West Coast can't come close to. They have billionaires in Haiti. All right? Now, they ain't on the Forbes list for obvious reasons. They ain't get on the Forbes list, so you might know. but they are billionaires in Haiti and 800,000 millionaires. They can fix their own country if they want to. They can fix their own country. They're not our responsibility. Brave Davis talking is nonsense because Brave Davis don't understand Haiti. I understand Haiti. Maybe God sent me like Moses into that wilderness before having to take children of Israel into the wilderness because I will understand. I had the experience to understand what they're going through. And I understand that we got to fix this and lock this down before we could deal with that. And I understand exactly what their problem is. After this call, I'll tell you what it is. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Yes. Do you believe that illegal immigrants should get any kind of status here in the Bahamas?
Illegal immigrant? If you come here, yes. We have already, the bill that we sent to the government when we went on our last protest, that bill was to prevent illegal, and that's why the government fighting us on that, to prevent illegal immigrants from getting any kind of status whatsoever. No work permit, nothing. The only thing you get is go home. And that's the same thing that England is doing right now. Come the right way and let's have a conversation. You want to say something?
Yeah, I honestly believe in that also. Okay.
Hold on one sec. The young lady wants to say something. Hold on one sec.
Hello?
Hold on one sec. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone who isn't a Bahamian is illegal here. Whether you visit him or whether you come to the back door, everyone is illegal. So do you mean the ones who are trying to come the right way or the ones who are trying to come to the back door?
No, the illegal ones. The one who enter illegally. Okay. Sneak in, vote, however they got here, without any kind of documentation.
Go ahead. You want to say something else?
Yeah. Do you think that our government should send our Bahamians into Haiti to fight their war in any way?
Oh, hell no. I was offended and upset when they even suggested that. That is not our war. We need to use our troops to defend our borders. That's what we need to do. Defend our country. You can't stop the crime in the Bahamas. You're talking about going over there and talking to gang leaders over there, and you can't talk to the gang leaders here. Brave Davis, you having dementia? This is nonsense. That will not happen. Now, I will tell you that if our diplomats were stuck there, I would send our armed forces in to go get them. All right? And I was going to announce that, but they got them out in time. All right? I will, anywhere there are Bahamians, I will go and rescue my Bahamians. All right? Anywhere in the world. The world will know that Bahamians are not alone and their government coming for them no matter what's going on. That our people have value. The world will know that in the New Bahamas. No matter where we are. If you're somewhere and there's an earthquake or whatever, your Bahamian government coming for you. You straight. All right? And so that's going to be a new culture. That's the culture the Americans and the British and those countries have. We're going to have that same exact culture. We are going to look out for our Bahamians and we'll drop whatever we're doing to make sure our Bahamians are safe. All right?
I believe that honestly. I honestly believe that. And that was one of the questions I was mostly concerned about because right now we have under 400,000 people here, and Haiti have over 12 million there. So I don't think our government should send any of our Bahamians into Haiti. I think the illegal ones here, send them back and let them fight their own war.
Yeah, I agree. But thank you for your call. We got a lot of calls coming in. We want to get some more calls, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, you're live. Thank you.
I wanted to say, I don't know if you guys heard of that that lie that WhatsApp that was going on by one of the member parliament, I guess, in Turks Island, where she was saying, right, and what she said is Turks Island have to shut down their borders. Turks Island have to cut off ties with the Haitian government until they could get themselves sorted out in Turks Island.
Yeah.
You know, so if that's what Turks Island is doing, I don't see why the Bahamas isn't doing it. But I think our problem is because Brave has been elected president or however of CARICOM. He have the wrong message because he think that somebody elected him president of the world.
Well, he wasn't elected. They take turns. So each leader of each country gets a 6 months term as the chairman or the president of CARICOM. So no one elected him. That's just our turn that came around.
Okay, but he wants to be the one to say, I guess, under his 6 months or whatever, he's the one who fixed Haiti. But
And he said that the Bahamas is committed to that.
Yes, he mixed up. We aren't committed to that. We have people in our own country going through hell right now. I know of a gentleman has 3 little boys, and he living basically in an abandoned building.
Wow.
You understand? He doesn't have a job. We're now trying to help him to get sorted out. But we have problems in this country.
Wow.
And our problems got to be addressed. You know, so Keith Bell and this foolishness for the asylum, how we know who parent got killed in Haiti or who child got killed? How does he determine that? All of them could say their parents and children got killed
Exactly.
out there.
Exactly.
And then we can have the whole 11 million Haitian people in the Bahamas.
All he did was made it easier for them to come here. This is a corrupt government. And they're playing tricks because they believe that they're still our grandparents' generation.
Like Brave said, I'm one of you and you's one of me, and we got to be apart until we can come together. So he's trying to bring the whole goddamn country of Haiti to the Bahamas. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Thanks for your call.
We got to do something.
We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, you're live. I think we missed that call. You can call us back, 803-5995, 803-5995. There's so many videos. Like, this is another video of that's just people with some red stuff on them. So I think I could show that one. I didn't show none of the gruesome stuff. But let me go to the phone lines now. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yes, good day, Mr. Dan.
Good day.
Yeah, kudos to you and the young lady. You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the topic is needed. There's something desperately needed in our country. I pray that all the humans stand up, with you on Wednesday and show the government that we do have a major problem with illegal migration. That's what they like to call it, illegal migration.
Yes.
I remember a few years ago when I was appalled with Brent Simonet. One year he came out and he was bragging how much millions the Department of Immigration made on work permits. And I was like, man, this man making it a business, and that's straight up business from the Department of Immigration. Not even a side business what everybody else who do it, illegal stuff with the illegal migrants was doing. He was bragging, but they make $6 to $8 million a year on work permits.
Yeah.
How should Bahamians feel? They say the unemployment rate is, 40. We have at least, they say 30 to 40,000 unemployed Bahamians. But you have work permits in the amount of 30 to 40 to 50,000 work permits out.
They can make money from selling work permits. They can't make money by hiring you. But let me say something. They use this excuse every time that Bahamians are lazy. I do not believe that. In Haiti, there's a reputation that Haitians are lazy and they don't want to work. All right? Here, because these are the ones who are away and they come here to hustle and make some money, they more tend to work. But I can tell you that in Haiti, there's a reputation that Haitians, the same thing they say about Bahamians here, they say about Haitians over there. But I put it to you that they say Bahamians don't want to do landscaping, they don't want to do construction, etc. That's a lie. Because if you look at all of the side of the road contracts, that's Bahamians. All right? They on the side, they ain't just in the yard and secret doing it. They're on the side of the road where everyone can see them. And they cleaning up them roads. They cutting the grass along the roads, etc. Bahamians are doing landscaping. In fact, it's illegal for a foreigner to participate in that according to the law. But we just ignore it. In construction, there are a lot of Bahamians who want to do construction. I am appalled by Leonard Sands, who was, and I'll disclaimer, he was my classmate in Jordan Prince Williams High School. I know him very well. I'm appalled at his words, where he said that the industry would collapse if they got rid of all the illegal immigrants. Just bring him the right way.
He actually said that?
Yes, he said that. It was all over the news. And they were using it as justification to keep the illegal immigrants here.
The Bahamas was functioning before them and will function after they
You bet that right. I'm appalled.
What kind of nonsense are they? See, that's them trying to manipulate their Bahamian way of thinking.
Yeah.
Bahamians, they will work, they're lazy, because they want cheap labor and they can't mistreat the Bahamians anyways, mistreat the Haitians.
See, they could treat the Haitians bad. They ain't about the money now as much, because the Haitians are demanding a lot of money now. All right? But they could treat them bad. They ain't going to report them. They ain't got to pay no NIB and all this other stuff. They ain't got to go to tribunal and all this stuff. They ain't complain. They'll work extra time. That's why they abuse the illegal immigrants.
Of course. And let me say this before I go. Haitians, some Haitians are beautiful people. Some of my best friends of Haitian heritage, they are beautiful people, and so for them to think that all Bahamian people just hate Haitians, that's not true.
No.
We just love our country and we tired of all the influx. Like I told one of my friends, his mom and dad is Haitian. He said, why are we focusing so much on Haitians? Haitians just have to focus is because they in numbers. They have their numbers. And the numbers keep on coming and keep on coming. And like there's no end to it. If it was the Jamaicans doing it, we would be focusing on Jamaicans. If the Chinese was doing it in the numbers, we've been focusing on them. But the Haitians have no end to this thing because they don't have a conscience.
Yeah.
Only so much the country could bear. This is Bahamas is bursting at the seams with Haitians. At my work, I see brand new faces every day. I talk about numbers. I talk about great numbers. You understand? And the Bahamians here can't find a job. And these people, they're working and they have documents.
Yeah. They come in with documents. And they're getting the documents here. There's a scam where they're getting the documents while in the Bahamas and they have the immigration stamp to show that they came in afterwards.
Yeah, and so they try and throw the guilt up on you because you're talking about, you don't like Haitians, you like that's nonsense.
Yeah.
That is nonsense, but we have loved the Bahamas more.
And buddy, majority rules. If we can sit down and let these people flood in here and take us over, the same thing would happen in Florida will happen to us. This is serious. But we got to run, bro. We got a lot of calls trying to get in.
I'm very biggity.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. You're live.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Bean.
Good night.
Hello. Yeah,
hello.
Good night, Mr. Bean. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
Yeah, hello.
I'm awesome. Go ahead.
You say you appalled, right? I'm appalled, right? That we even having this conversation, right?
Yeah.
And so what the gentleman just mentioned, that is something that I had discussed on Aaron Green show, or CNO show the other day, with the construction industry, where they boldly admitted that the construction industry will crumble without the undocumented migrants, and then they juxtapose that with lack of financial support for the national insurance, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to make this quick here, and I just want you to comment on this. And so I'm wondering if I'm out of my wits here, right? We saw where the entourage in Haiti was, the car was commandeered and their weapons were confiscated and they were made to walk back to the embassy, right?
Hold on. It was not commandeered or confiscated. They were robbed. They're using those words because they don't want, it's embarrassing to know that they allowed it to happen to our consulate in another country when we were telling them from last year to remove our people before this gets too serious. We told them to move our people, so they're using those words. You know what commandeered? Those police officers who were they were rioting and they were breaking up the place. They tried to get the president. They tried to break up the airport to get to him. and he escaped. They were robbed. There was no common there.
Yeah, so how far they had to walk back to the embassy, Mr. Bain?
I don't know how far they had to walk. I don't know exactly where it happened. I know where the embassy is.
But this is very inglorious. Yeah, thanks for the disclosure. And so the Bahamian people know you're sincere. And what I'm appalled about is that there seems to be a certain entity that, everyone seems to be against what you're saying. So I'm appalled at that no one on the mainstream media is agree with Mr. Bain. So this is what I'm fighting about. Yeah, this is where I have a problem with Mr. Bain. No Bahamian gathered in front of the Haitian embassy and demanding for their embassy to be closed down because, you see, if this is another country, right, the embassy would be an asked to leave. And so the fact that Mr. Bell, it's a very inglorious time for him. So I'm calling for his resignation because a month ago he said that there was no crisis. So he needs to resign because he obviously lives in a 50-story building where he doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right in the inner city, Mr. Bain. I see the infant, man. Come on, man. So why can't be Sparky's correct? The PM called for people to leave Haiti, and then you said from 2 months ago, Mr. Bain. You said
last year. From last year.
Yes. So you had the clairvoyancy, but now what I'm saying is he isn't calling for Haitians to leave the country who illegally and undocumented. The thing is, I agree, it has to be managed, like Aaron said, it has to be managed. But then what I'm trying to tell you is, I wonder who was the rich to see that the numbers they're coming in is a tactic. It's a tactic.
It is.
You know what it means to me, Mr. Bain? You know what it means to me? They have no love for us. Bless up.
Thank you, man. What you're looking at is the Embassy of the Bahamas in Haiti. This is in Passionville. This is a very wealthy area where this is. Electronic stores, shopping centers, etc., etc. I lived in this area, not here, but more up in the mountain where more of the wealthy people live. This is more the commercial shopping district. But this where our embassy is right here. We zoom onto it. So main road in the square. The phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. So I would be brief. So I would like to say something about the situation that you're talking about.
Yes.
So every country in the world have a corruption issue. Even the United States have that issue.
Yes.
So Bahamas will have it everywhere.
Yes.
So I understand the fact that some Haitians they come illegally. That's a fact. I can't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem too, we have to admit that we have too much corrupt immigration officers. Corrupt them. Corrupt them. Because imagine that they come from Haiti to come to the Bahamas. You say, you want to send the Bahamas, you have to pay $1,500. What is that? And you want to solve that problem?
Wow. So immigration officers charge $1,500?
Yes.
For what?
Too much of a case like that. Even they do that for Jamaican.
Wow.
In the Bahamas government, human trafficking make money from that.
Yeah.
The captain of the boat, the Haitian, the Bahamians, why they not traffic those boats?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Wow.
The blame is both sides, not only one side.
The blame is both sides. And I agree with you 100%.
Because I understand that, when somebody come illegally, that's true, you send them home. I'm not problem against that. I'm Haitian.
So you Haitian and you believe that if you come illegally, you go home.
That's true. That's the law. I'm not problem against that. I have the problem, they put only the thing only one side. They never say that. They never talk about the next side.
Yeah.
You have to be balanced.
Yeah.
Because this, if we're not really careful, we can promote ignorance without knowing it.
Yeah.
It's xenophobia. Because me, before coming to the Bahamas, I make sure I get all my facts right. And then I was warned by the Haitian government, if you're illegal, don't come. I was warned. And then let me tell you something. Every embassy in the country, they have people who inform the Haitian over there. We well informed about the Bahamas. So sometimes the embassy in the Bahamas are Pétionville. They call the place Place Boyer. I know this place so well. The picture that you showed us Pétionville, I grew up in Pétionville. They sell the visa. Let me tell you a real history. They sell it. Let me tell you what they do. When you apply, they say, you have to go to Dr. So-and-so in Haiti to get, a physical.
Right.
Do that. And I was one of the doctors because I'm a medical doctor from Haiti also.
Okay.
And then when they do that, When you apply for everything, they have a corruption inside the Bahamas, okay, embassy, okay, there. $3,000, okay, to pay? Really to have a visa? Which country do that?
Wow.
Which do that? No, which country do that?
None.
You know, no, because okay, they say, oh, Asians the problem. Asians are only the problem. The Bahamas government is the problem, and the Asian are the problem too. The problem is both sides. So these people have to be both sides. They have to give everybody red card. Not only the Asian deserve the red card, the Bahamas government okay make money off human trafficking too.
Yeah.
Because every legal immigrant will get $1,500. Now, if they want to clean that, the Bahamas need to clean his own first.
Wow.
And every captain, okay, they hear me, and I know people who do that. And because okay, the Asian community, unfortunately, we're not organized as a community. I have to admit that. If we were organized, if we develop the country, like okay, we build up job, I guarantee you, Asian okay wouldn't be a problem for the Bahamas society.
Wow.
Because okay, if we create job, we create this, we create that, I guarantee you will be a problem. Look at okay, everywhere. Debate is because okay, economically we're not powerful.
Yeah.
If we were powerful economically, the debate okay will change. Now xenophobia okay will go up the ways.
Yeah.
You know.
So how long ago have you left Haiti?
Excuse me?
How long ago did you leave Haiti?
The 7 years where I go back and forth there.
Oh, you go back and forth because you're a doctor.
The video you just saw, that's a video who happened okay in Gonaïve when police officer was killing okay they call it bandits in French. So those people, those gangsters. So what happened? You say that okay, they come okay to get the president. We don't have a president right now. We have a prime minister, Dr. Ariel Henry.
Yes, Henry.
What happened? Because okay, some police officers died because the government don't react in every country. When the government you don't do your job, people are gonna rise up.
Yes.
That's human. That's human nature. And everybody in the world deserves a better life. That's human nature.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if United States say, I put my foot on the Bahamas, no tourists come, I guarantee you, the Bahamas economy will crumble. Boom.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? They mean we're free to go to US. Now they're doing it. They don't talk about it. They're doing it.
Yeah.
They're free to US because okay, I make investigation. I see it. My own mom told me that when I was in the US.
Yeah, I want them. You said you grew up in Passionville. You lived in Passionville.
Yes.
A lot of Bahamians don't know that there's a lot of wealthy people in Haiti. You know, I did work for people like Gregory Mavs. He's like our Brent Simonet. And there's a lot of wealthy, billionaires.
To tell you the truth too.
Say again?
To tell you the truth, to be honest with you too, we have how can I say that? This is okay, the insecurity that you are seeing in Haiti, the government gonna install that in the private sector too. Yeah. So that's okay. The rich people in Haiti sometimes they don't really spread the money, they don't spread the job just to keep the people poor.
Wow.
I have to admit that too. Because that's the way I'm honest and direct.
Wow.
I just tell you the thing the way it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't take any side. I just tell the thing the way it is. Because I grew up in the Bahamas. That's I know both the side of the story.
Yeah. So do you agree? Well, we are going to Parliament on Wednesday to protest the corruption of the government and the fact that our borders are being overrun by these illegal immigrants. Do you agree with us? You believe we should do that?
No, that I won't take no part of it because I'm not a Bahamian.
You're a foreigner.
I have to decide what to do for the country. So if they know that they protest that's good for Bahamian people, they do it because every country, every citizen could protest for their own interest. I'm a foreigner, so I'm just only thing I'm in the Bahamas. I'm the Bahamas to help the society grow up.
I respect what you just said. Because again, I just gave example of this other guy who was a Haitian who was interfering with Bahamian elections. All right, and what you just said was, listen, I'm a foreigner. That's your business. I'll tell it like I see it. I ain't getting in your business. If everyone have a right to protest, I respect what you just said.
Yeah, because
and I'm glad you're talking like this because many Bahamians can see that not all Haitians are of that bad mindset would feel that people should just come and take over your country.
I understand. That's not our intention either. because they just need to have a better life.
Mm-hmm.
The way they sell it, because that's one of the reasons I don't read newspaper in the Bahamas no more. Because they never show that a successful foreigner man. I'm not talking for Haitian, I'm talking for Jamaican who's successful here in the Bahamas. I'm talking for Guyanese, I'm talking for the Chinese guy, I'm talking for the Asian guy. They never show that. Never show that. However, I went to France, I went to Belgium. They show every foreigner who succeed there, who give job there, who contribute to the economy. So they just want to keep the Bahamian ignorant too much.
Yeah. Wow. And the foreigners can see it, that they keep Bahamians ignorant. Wow.
Too much. Because,
wow.
Okay, they need to read, they need to study, and still, when they go to internet, they need to still educate themselves. You cannot develop a country without education. You can have all the money of the world. However, you don't have education, you won't go nowhere.
Wow. But thank you, man. We appreciate your call. Stay in touch with me. We're going to have some good conversations, all right? All right. Thank you, man. All right. That was a Haitian, actual Haitian. He travels back and forth. He's a doctor. And I think he added something nice to this conversation. He's not like those evil people like Luby Georges who think they should just take over this country. Luby was making money from this and benefiting from it. And so we appreciated his conversation. There's about 800,000 millionaires in Haiti, extremely wealthy people in Haiti. And obviously, he's one of those persons who are more comfortable and well-to-do. I can't speak for what his status is, but that's what I experienced when I was over there. I just want to say this to you also. Today at some point, I don't remember what time it was, this afternoon sometime, someone called me and gave me a death threat, saying that they're going to kill me. All right, that they're going to kill me. Today at 11:59, yeah, they called and said that they're going to kill me. All right, they said it a few times. Let me tell you something. To that that coward, that little sissy who called me and threatened me that you're going to kill me, let me tell you something. If you are serious about killing someone, you ain't going to tell them. You could just do it. If you calling me to threaten me, it's because you're scared. If you could do something, just do it. Do I look like I'm afraid? You see any bulletproof vest on me? Bring it. I'm not afraid of anyone in this government or anyone who thinks that I should not be speaking for the Bahamian people. Am I going to report to the police? I tried that before. That never works out. I don't have time to waste. 11:59, they called me and threatened me, so they killed me. Bring it, eh? Bring it. Bring Fred, Brave, and everybody else with you when you come. Bring all them. You don't talk this. You do this. Sorry I missed your call. You can call back again, 835-995. I am not afraid. I'm going to stand up. We're doing this. We can save our country. We can save this. I didn't get a chance to go into FTX. There's one thing I want to pay attention to FTX. I had the whole list that I was going to go over today, but we ended up in this conversation. And this was an awesome conversation. You did an amazing job today. An amazing job. You're very good. She does her own show on YouTube, so check her out. I'll answer this. Just hold the line 1 sec. I'll get right to you. They showed the creditors of FTX. That means that creditors are persons who FTX owe money or persons who invested in FTX, because they treat that as a creditor because you owe money to give them back. Okay? The creditor that disturbs me the most. I see all the Ministry of Finance and all that kind of stuff and whatever, right? That don't bother me. All right? The creditor that disturbs me the most of all those creditors on there is the Ministry of Natural Resources. Why is the Ministry of Natural Resources a creditor to FTX. Did y'all give our natural resources money to FTX? You see, brave them doing for more. If this was any other country, people would have been in the streets. They'd have been all up in Brave House for him. If this was Haiti, they just said they're going to raise the price of gas in Haiti. And they sat there down in the gas station. The government said, okay, no, we changed our mind. We ain't going to raise the price of gas. The Ministry of Natural Resources that we can't even hear from. We don't even know where Vaughn Miller is. That man missing. You better go find him. APB. We can't hear from them. But the Ministry of Natural Resources is a creditor to FTX. They take our natural resources money and put it. Y'all need to explain that. We come in on Wednesday. We come in. Good afternoon, you're live.
Mr. Bain.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm a little sad by what you said. Someone threatening your life.
Yeah.
You are an organic behavior, and they must think if something happened to you, we're gonna run and hide. I never met you in person, Mr. Bain. If something happened to you, I'll be out there, like the Birmingham Road riots, Mr. Bain. We are scared. This is not going to over. You could touch anyone and Lincoln or anyone else. This is not going to over. We're going to stand up for our country. We're going to fight for our country. We're going to fight for our natural resources. And we're going to fight to shut down this back door. The reason that back door is open is probably because drugs coming through the back door and people getting paid off in high places.
Yes.
We're going to stand up with Mr. Bay, and we're going to defend our nation. And how much else for it? We're still going to stand up. Even if we scared, we coming out there. I'll be to show our face. I'll be to stand up with Mr. Bain. Thank you, Mr. Bain, and good night.
Thank you. We appreciate it. I mean, even the Haitians, not the Haitian Bahamians, the Haitians could see that our government out of order. And it's our government that is the problem. Even them could see it. I mean, this is sickening. This is sickening.
You know, without the natural resources, if we just have our island sell like nothing, so what the money from them?
The keys and our islands, yes.
And Nassau's the only place with some sense that all islands still is bush. I don't know why we still call them islands at this point, but they still is bush from me time. So where the money from there?
Let's go to the phone lines as we look at this. The says that Brave David says they're doing all they can. But I think you need to step down now if you're doing all you could. You just need to get lost. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, how you doing, David?
I'm alive. Can you hear me?
Yes, be careful, be safe.
Yeah.
Now, said earlier that to put fire up that they don't deserve to be in that country.
Wow.
Of that country. What that guy said, fire up under every, you should not even, one should be there with you.
Yeah.
What he said is so true, and he said it's the beginning. The beginning.
Oh, you're breaking up bad.
Why still running things? Why is that? Out of there. On the first thing smoking. Out of there.
Wow.
Today I just called to let you know, and by the way, too many people who never know their right to it. Someone respond when you hide out. Keep on doing what you're doing. We support that. You
Thank you.
That.
Thank you,
Welcome.
man.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, phone is still beeping. You can call in now, 803-5995. I'm going to show you this documented in writing. All right, I'm going to show you this document in writing. I'm trying to see why this thing shows. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good night, Mr. Payne and your guests.
Yes.
I got one thing to say for all these babies out there who be crying was happy for the minimum wage to live and have a go.
Mm-hmm.
The average Haitian over here who don't have a skill, you know what they make?
How much?
50 an hour or under 50 an hour.
What?
I know some of them, they barely even speak English, bro. I work in that field, and trust me, they making more money than the average demon running, snapping up, voting for the FNL and TLC captain all the time. I can tell you. Trust me, they making money. They making money. They're 250 and whatever tool they making the government being the people. They so foolish. They foolish, boy. When they say they foolish, if they know what's going on, that's why the government keep them stupid. They keep them stupid just like how they is.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
And on the islands, the Haitians are demanding at least $100 a day now if they're working for you. At least. Thank you for your call, man. At least. Just fill up. We get his face up there. So I'm going to show you. This is the creditors list we got our hands on. The official creditors list for the companies. So, okay. I want to zoom in. Thank you. All right, so see here in the middle there, the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources is one of the creditors. Attention, Basil McIntosh, Minister of State for the Environment. Charlotte House, second floor. Why the hell is the Ministry of Natural Resources one of the creditors? All right. That's a problem for me. That's scary. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hello.
Hello.
COI?
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
Yeah. I just want to say that these people who are going to be, these people who controlling our I'm so excited. Sorry. These people who controlling our national resources.
Yes.
They're the same ones who Mr. Bain have to be careful of. It's them who got this person calling them and killing them.
Yeah.
So it's these same people these same mafias who are gonna lose what they got, holding on the union revenue. They have to let it go. So it ain't gonna be easy. It can be a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. That is correct.
That's all I want to say.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Someone saying read the list. That list has too many people to read. That list has too many people to read right now. But I'm going to read the Bahamian entities on it. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. Just give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. The Bahamian entities on that list. Okay. Here they are. The first one, the Ministry of Finance, attention, Philip Davis, QC or KC, page 67 on the list. The Ministry of Works, so these are creditors. Either FTX owe them for some service, etc., or they invested in FTX, and by investing in FTX, FTX owes you, and so you consider a creditor. All right, so the Ministry of Works, attention, as Alfred says, page 67 again. Margaritaville Resort, page 63. So I guess that's food, etc. Long Watch Security Firm and Consultants, page 60. The Attorney General's Office, attention, Pinder. All right, let me just answer the call and I'll continue. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you're live.
Hi, I'm trying to find, I just want some clarity on something that you said earlier because I caught it coming in. We want to understand, I thought when you talked about the natural resources and who would benefit, I could have been wrong, but I thought it was only organic Bahamians over the age of 22. I didn't know that it was all Bahamians, those who are paper Bahamians as well as organic. I thought, like Dubai, it is only done for organic people in Dubai. Can you explain that to us, please?
Right. In Dubai, see, there's a starting point. All right. And the problem is when you come in, you have to identify who got their passports the right way and who didn't get their passport the right way. Dubai, moving forward from the time they started offering, moving forward, what they did was they at that point stopped persons from becoming citizens. Before that, people who are able to become citizens, they were included. They were already citizens. But
I'm going to continue to listen to you on the radio itself because a lot of us are listening.
all right, thank you. Yes. So what happens here is this is for organic Bahamians. Now, here is the situation. What Dubai did was they made it a law change so that you could not become a citizen after this point. And so from that point moving forward, they only included certain people and you could not get residency after that. So the first thing we'll have to do is change that rule before we start allowing certain people. All right, this is what we have to do, and there's certain things that we're gonna have to do that I want you to trust me, I cannot announce now. All right, there's certain things that have to be done that we cannot announce ahead of time. Let me just leave it like that. All right, but that is what Dubai did, and so like I said, once we come in, at that point you can become residents, and residents will not benefit from our sovereign wealth fund, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. But it's going to be for Bahamians. All right. And that's that. You will not be able to be naturalized as a citizen of the Bahamas moving forward. Okay. So no one can take advantage of what we're doing. All right. So there's some things that I can't announce ahead of time. You'll understand why, either now or later. But that is how this is going to be done. All right. So I'll leave that at that. But what belongs to us is for us. Those fraudulent documents and all of those persons, we are going to go after what we have to go after. All right. You don't have to worry about that. You know my investigative skills. I am going to be the Minister of Immigration, and I am going to bring in outside help in order to get this done. We are going to make sure this is correct. I don't want to tip my hand. All right. Just like we got some politicians that we have a way that we're going to deal with them. I'm not going to tip my hand ahead of time. But this is going to be for us and only us. Trust me on that part of it. All right. Good. Let me continue to read this. Attorney General's Office and the other Office of the Prime Minister, attention, Mazda Roda on page 76. Ocean Terrace, page 75, New World, 1 Bay Street, page 73, Medulo Capital, page 68, on the Security Exchange Commission page, all right? Ministry of Natural Resources, attention, Basil McIntosh, page 102 that we were just on, the Nassau Guardian, page 102 that we were just on, TAS Services, page 99. Stockholm Commercial Pest Services, page 99. Sherrod Lightburn Photography, page 89. Hey, Sandpin Motors. I wonder what they were those Sandpin Motors for. You got to call. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing, Mr. Ben?
I am good.
Good. And I just joined the live, so I don't know the beautiful lady sitting here, right? Have a good night also for me.
Beautiful lady, say good night.
Yeah. So, and I'd like to hear your opinion on this. But my thinking is, I think the way we have elections, the way we conduct our elections need to be changed. And instead of it being private, have it to be public. So everyone see how everyone votes, so there's no fraudulent activities. Because my fear is, obvious, these guys do not want to give up power for obvious reasons. And I feel like some illegality is going to take place because everyone's fed up with these people, FNM and PLP. And I honestly feel like they are going to try and some magic tricks to win the next election.
Yes.
And I honestly believe it should be a public affair where everybody see where, how everybody vote. And right away, look, okay, so this person won. No hiding it.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult because of international laws. They won't allow it unless it's a secret ballot because of victimization and persecution. But that would help. I can tell you they did cheat in the last election. I'm not going to be sitting here like Trump crying about cheating. We had evidence that they cheated in the last election. The Bahamian public saw what they did in Pinewood, especially. They were terrified of me being in that House of Assembly. And so they really fought hard in Pinewood. They even had people voting from houses, abandoned houses, etc. One of the campaign generals of Pinewood just told me that today, but we already knew that. They switched ballots during the advance poll. That's why they took it to the police commissioner's office. Because see, you couldn't sit out there overnight and watch them because it's in police headquarters. You see, by control room, and so you couldn't watch them. And police came and confessed certain things to me in relation to that. All right, I know the police officers, and the police came and confessed certain things to me with that. They stole that election, but see, in '87, the PLP stole the election from the FNM. All right, what they had to do was when they came back the next time, they had to come back and beat them so bad that the little bit of cheating wouldn't help. So what we got to do as a people, we got to beat them so bad. Bahamians, you have to step forward. You have to volunteer for the polls. Watch those polls. You have to volunteer for your constituency. You have to come forward. And you have to say, listen, I'm in polling division number 8. I'm going to be a campaign. I'm going to be a general and a captain in polling division number 8 or polling division number 9. So that when they come to vote, you can say this person don't live here. The place where they say they live is an abandoned house because the work done. All right, we done started our work. All right, we're gonna go to each corner and you're gonna identify the abandoned houses. You know who's supposed to be here and who ain't supposed to be here. Who's supposed to vote there and who ain't supposed to vote there. That's what we have to do to make this thing work this time. We gotta run them out of town.
Yeah, because we really have to get rid of these people. FNM and PLP, they really like. In my opinion, I feel like this is our last chance. We have to get rid of these people.
This will be the last chance that we have a majority. And you see, what's worse is that if the government do all this skullduggery and the people still vote for them, they're going to feel that we're so stupid, they'll beat us worse next time. They will do us so bad because these people are stupid. They just voting for us because we say vote for us. Because we put some money on the ground. They will do us in. And this is the last election that we are going to be the majority in this country. All right?
That's sad.
This is the last election that we're going to be the majority. We will be outnumbered by 2031. All right? Unless we put the measures in place in the Bahamas that they have in Haiti and every other country.
Yeah.
We're the only countries that are so stupid to allow a foreigner to come here and could run for prime minister, be governor general, run in your election, and we got to protect this country.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but you're doing an awesome job. I congratulate you, and I appreciate you. We appreciate you. And
Thank you,
we're gonna
man.
stand with you.
Thank you.
Okay, so good night.
Yes. Someone says, what about international help during the election? During the last election, the international bodies, I think it was was it OAS? There was two international bodies that called us in. They saw what was happening with the advanced poll. They were very concerned about that. We reported to them, told them what was going on. We met with them. And they said that they were so concerned that they were going to report it, and that they was going to come and watch the Pinewood poll. They were going to watch, they were going to be there with us. All of our executives were there. They met with us and they asked us questions. They were concerned with the fact that when we went to see the ballots, the boxes in the safe, the Pinewood box was open. It was unsealed and the key was open up on top of it. That they refused to seal the Pinewood boxes. Now, the same school where they had Seabreeze, and I think Nassau Village was there too, their boxes were sealed, but the man who was running Pinewood, he said his instructions was not to seal it. He said that. All right? And so they said that they would be on top of it and that they would come and they would monitor Pinewood because that's a concern, especially because I'm the leader of a party. They never showed up. They left and they never showed up. I guess they got some instructions and that was the end of that. No help is coming. We got to help ourselves. All right? We've been in conversation with the UN, We've already raised some money. We raised, I think, up to like $700, probably something like that, or $500, $700 to go to the UN. All right? But the problem is, the UN wants this thing happening that's happening in our country. They the problem. Who you complain to? We got to take our country over and run it the way it needs to be run. Dominican Republic wasn't hearing the UN when they was talking nonsense. The Dominican Republic said, we're not going to let our country be taken over. This is our sovereignty. We got to stand up, Bahamas. I can't do this alone. Only one thing moves them, and that's numbers. Even if you come, take your lunch break early, come 10 o'clock and be out there. Let me finish read some of these fields. Sandpin Motors, Ocean View Limited. I'm not going to say the pages anymore. Ports International, they sell medical supplies. Platinum Pineapple, I don't know what that is. Farmer Choice Limited. Peter Maynard, attorney. Yeah, they owe Peter Maynard. Park Ridge Securities. Palms Plants Limited. Omega Motors. One Barbara Miller. Clement Maynard and Co. Again. Transformations Landscape Development page. Viridian Development. Brickell Management, that's the boss them. Vanessa Riley. Distinguished Palette. That's food. High Rise Country Construction. Heckle Investments, page 44. Oh, I'm not saying the page. Hardingsboro. What happened? Oh my God.
I thought you could see that over there.
No.
I see it too. Yeah.
Okay, I think y'all still could hear us, but we having technical difficulties. Let's see. Okay, I think y'all still could hear us. Oh, we can't get on. Let's give it 1 sec. We'll be right with you. I think, yes, you still can hear, but we can't get the camera on for some reason. Let me get the background. Okay, here. That's it, right? Yes, you can hear us. I'm sorry, we having some technical issues. We'll get the camera back on in a second. Okay, that's a caller coming in. Sorry, we got to get back up so we can't take any more calls. All right, we can't take any more calls. I'm so sorry. We'll get this back up for you in a second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. See if we back up. I don't see anything, do you? There we go. There we go. Okay. So we're back up. So we can't take any more calls. I'm so sorry about that. We had to get another device up. You know, I want you to see this before we go. Just take a little minute and watch this. Where is it? Where is it?
Carbon credits. Over the holidays, when all of you guys were out there partying and enjoying Junkanoo, the government passed the National Development Fund Act.
Stop right there. Last week I told you all that anytime you want to see something important happens, and I gave reference to the fact that they pass all the crime bills and all the things like rape cases and stuff like that, and all of the sex acts and stuff that people want to enjoy, they would pass those things at the end of the year. You remember me telling you that? They pass those things at the end of the year when no one is looking. No one peeping, no one checking nothing. They partying. So you hear what he said just now? They passed this thing, a second act, while you all were partying. You had no time to waste. Carry on, sir.
But what is even more significant, not that they passed the act for the National Development Fund, that act also repealed the Sovereign Wealth Fund Act. So they repealed the Sovereign Wealth Fund Act and instituted this national development that the Prime Minister himself and the Minister of Finance, who happen to be the same person, has complete autonomy in terms of decision making.
And that's something.
Now, these acts separately by themselves doesn't constitute the big picture. But when you take a look at these acts in tandem, the big picture emerge. And so you ask the question, what's going on? If the Bahamas had decided to go to the mandatory side of the market, the UN had certain protocols in place. One of those protocols is that the government of the Bahamas would have to set up a sovereign wealth fund, and more than 60% of the proceeds from the carbon credits would have to go into that sovereign wealth fund and be dispersed to the citizens of the country.
See, now that's the big catch. Do you understand? You understand that that big catch means then that because they have done away with the Sovereign Wealth Fund, there is no 60% to put into the Sovereign Wealth Fund. You follow? And so the Sovereign Wealth Fund is no longer. Carry on.
And there are a couple of things that happened prior to that. That has to do with FTX. But we're going to get to that a little bit later on in the show because I don't want to get that really conflated with what's going on here. I ran some numbers, and I'm going to throw some conservative numbers at you, very conservative numbers. The first tranche of carbon credits, the initial tranche based on Mr. Ferguson, who has been appointed to the management company, who's in charge of the management company. The initial tranche, according to him, would be $9 million. 9 million units of carbon credits, which is about just under $800 million if you go to the mandatory side of the market. Now, the total valuation for the mangrove swamps in the Bahamas is close to 100 million units of carbon credits. So you're talking about just over $8 billion annually. And so 60% of that going into a sovereign wealth fund means that every single citizen of the country over the age of 18 would receive a sovereign wealth payment monthly of between $3,000 and $3,500 monthly. And on an annual level, it would be between $36,000 and $42,000.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, get this video back up. Ladies and gentlemen, you are being robbed at every turn. You're in a country where after 50 years, nothing works. Nothing. There's nothing to brag about. I am officially boycotting this 50-year nonsense that they're going to do. It's nice to reach a milestone. But time is not, longevity in time is not as important as the quality of the time. In 50 years, we have done little to nothing. Yes, the original PLP government did what every government was doing at the time when they first got in. They did some good stuff like NIB, Defense Force, ZNS, etc. But all countries were doing that. But we give them credit for what they've done. But we should have been much further ahead. The problem is we live in a country where the politicians only do what them and their cronies or their financial backers benefit from. If they're not in that business or into that, or they don't have a way to make money from that, they're not going to do it. They don't care how many good ideas Bahamians have, they're going to block it. So those days are coming to an end. They told you that I was selling dreams. Now they thief everything from y'all. I warned you that this was happening. I warned you about the crime. Before election, I said, if the PLP wins, watch the crime spikes. And I told you why. I warned you about immigration. After playing that video, I played that for you before election. And I told you, watch they flood to the Bahamas when Brave get in. Just as I said, in September of 2021, they started flooding in. Everything I say comes to pass. Everything. Because I don't speak without proof and proper knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is in trouble. I'm going live again on Tuesday. But on Wednesday at 10 a.m., I'm calling all Bahamians. I'm not calling COI, FNM, PLP. I'm calling all Bahamians and all the people who love this country to join us. We are on the brink of collapse. Jamaica used to be an amazing, amazing country economically. Corruption destroyed them. They were at the same crossroad we are at now. Now their dollar, I think, is like 150 something to 1. Haiti was prosperous one time ago. Corruption killed them. Are we going to let it kill us? They are selling visas. They are selling, and they didn't stop the visas, and now they're bringing asylum. Y'all better come stand up with me, or these people could flood us. And now they set it up so you won't know when they gave it to someone because nothing has to go in the papers. That's the Nuki Bell Asylum. Y'all, let's stand up, man. There's so much things to cover. We can't cover everything. Keith Bell just brought asylum without an asylum bill. Wake up. Let's go take this country back. So we put in for our permit last week. We're going out there to stand up. Only one thing they believe in, numbers. And we're going to tell them to shut down our borders to Haiti. Even the Haitians saying to do it. How stupid could this government be? Even the Haitians are saying do it. So the government normally goes and steals the idea of the COI, and we don't have a problem with that because all of our ideas are for the benefit of Bahamian people, but the problem is they don't implement it to benefit us, man. And I just want you to see the government, that's them saying they're doing all they can. It's nonsense. You know, they heard me talking about Grand Bahama. So now they're saying that they're going to shake up Grand Bahama and they're going to tell Grand Bahama they need new investors or the government could buy them out. Everything they hear me say, they go and try to put it out there as if they want to do it. See that in the papers? Government talks with Port Authority and Grand Bahama shake up. If you read it, it says exactly what I said. And while they talking with Grand Bahama shake up and they talking about going to Haiti to fix the problems there, watch this. Do you know what this is? This is Defense Force Base. You know what I want you to notice? Defense Force Base in this picture. Oh Lord, it's so small. I wish I could zoom in for you. You know what? Let me go to the live picture. Because I want you to see something special about the Defense Force Base. I don't know if you're ready for this. I think they're ready for this. I want you to notice something about the Defense Force Base. Okay, so showing Haiti. Let me come back to the Bahamas. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Something special about Defense Force Base. All right, they're talking about going and helping Haiti and whatever in the world it is they want to do. Okay, bye-bye Haiti. Let's go back to the Bahamas. Okay, we're flying back to the Bahamas. Here we are. We're in the lovely New Providence. We're in New Providence. Lost New Providence. Y'all know New Providence. Right there. Come on. Right there. Lovely New Providence. Let's go to the southern part of the island. Is it? Right. Let's go to the southern part of the island. Come on. Southern part of the island. You reach yet? Ooh, come on, turn it. All right, let's go. Look what I see. It's the Defense Force Base. All you see is boats. Why these boats ain't in the ocean? Lulu, and we supposed to be guarding our waters. Why the boats at the base?
Who to see?
Why the boats at the base? Look at this here. This is a Defense Force boat.
That's live.
OMG. To be fair, he did announce that they got some issues with boats, with the generator, etc. But see the boats there? I don't know which boats is the issues with the generator and which. Man, you'll get on that water, yeah? I heard while they were speaking, they were saying that, it takes longer because of the shortage to order parts, etc., because of the delay to the system. All right. You all have planes, you all have boats, you all have vehicles. Go get the part. Put it on a boat and bring it yourself. Don't wait for it to be delivered. Don't wait for it on the Betty K or on the mailboat. If it's a small enough part, jump on the plane, go get it. Or put it on the police plane or your plane. This is urgent. Or use one of the Defense Force boats and go get it and put it on there. I making sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
How do people with boats and airplanes, they got boats and airplanes, they got drone and all, they waiting on part. Because it's a supply chain. Go China or Belgium or wherever you need to go and go get it.
And Braves be flying everywhere.
In fact, yeah, let Brave bring it back. Yeah. We spend all this money, let him put it in his carry-on. Or let him check it in. Let Brave bring it back. All these boats pile up to this Defense Force base. While these people coming here and flooding us. Even the go fast boats, they have some speed, but I wanted to show those ones. This ain't live, just the pictures. Hold on, I wanted to show you all the speedboat. I don't have that set up. Maybe I do. This it? Yeah. See, even the speedboats.
Come on, land.
They got the boats on land. Man, listen, man. The boats ain't even in the water. The boats on land. Jesus, they hiding from the immigrants. I don't know. Man, we going over 3 hours today. We break record. This is the longest show we have ever done. But this is excited, and we still got a lot of people on here from all the different platforms. A lot of people are on here live. Jesus. A lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure we covered. Yeah, that's the boat. Oh, Lord. Yeah, this makes no sense. All right, and this is the last thing I want to just touch on while we're here. Hurricane Dorian, Bahamas relief. These criminal organizations we call the PLP and FNM, I don't know how much they're going to screw this Bahamas before we wake up. Minutes hold on all the supplies, but Minutes was bad. But Minutes wasn't this bad, because at least Minutes didn't try to sell the supplies to us. Philip Brave Davis and the New Day government had auctioned to sell the Hurricane Dorian supplies. Philip Brave Davis sell us what's supposed to be free. They're supposed to give that to the people. If they pile up there, give it away. Minutes wasn't that bad. Brave, you are wicked and evil. You steal our carbon credits. Now you're trying to sell us what belongs to us. Yeah, them plane ticket expensive. This like the man coming in your house and trying to sell you your furniture. This, I've never seen this. I don't know what kind of darkness is it. What kind of society are we living in? Listen, all right. The rings coming soon, eh? These the rings. By our next live, I'll have a pricing for y'all, and there's another ring that has the logo on it. The logo that'll be coming soon. I want to, first of all, lastly, as we go, I want to congratulate. We had elections for Pinewood and Bamboo Town. We have installed officially our branches, our first branches, our what do you call it? President, vice president, all those positions for Pinewood. I want to congratulate those persons who got those positions. But we're getting ready. Pinewood and Bamboo Town branches are official. Please come forward and volunteer. Please come forward and be a part of this. This is going to happen if you make this happen, not if we make this happen. We have to make this happen, Bahamas. We got to get this done. There's a lot of work to be done. We also want to thank all of the volunteers that came out and worked our dollar drive. We collected a goodly amount of money on our dollar drive. We were very impressed. Thank you to the Bahamian people. Some was going and coming back with money. Some was saying, boy, I ain't got no money on me now. Again, they're coming back. And they literally did go and came back and gave money to dollar drive. We're going to have another dollar drive on Saturday. So we're going to be at Marathon and a couple other places. I think the 6-leg roundabout and some other places. So look for us and help support the movement. We got some islands to go to and some things to be done. Please support the movement. This can't happen without you. Thank you so very much for everything that you have done, everything you've contributed. That's it. We had so much more videos to show you, but that's it for today. We just want to give you a stern and quick reminder that Dr. Miles said that we're going to go 50 years forward or 50 years backwards, and we went 50 years backwards. Bay Street is garbage, is worse than 50 years ago. Our roads are horrible. Our hospital is horrible. Our electricity grid is horrible. BTC is dysfunctional. There's nothing that we can say works in this country. The only thing that happens on time, on schedule, the way it's supposed to happen without any hiccup, is the salaries going to the members of parliament. That's the only thing. Don't skip a beat. and Brave Davis leaving this country. Brave Davis has never had a flight delay yet.
Boy.
He's flying commercial. You might as well, $86 million, you might as well buy him one plane and save us some money, please. Just give him the plane. Give him a plane. But this man has never had a flight delay yet. And he's everywhere, him and Fred Mitchell. Fred Mitchell is putting these voice notes out there, just calling everyone names and being so vile and vitriolic and womanish. I think he knows that he's on his way out. Yeah. I'm not even going to respond to him. All I want is for the government to shut down our borders, remove the illegal immigrants in this country, because we have to start removing them if they don't. Don't tell me, y'all don't want us questioning them. Y'all better get them out this country. Remove the illegal immigrants, remove the shanty towns, and give us our natural resources. Stop playing with us. We already know. We know. Give us our natural resources. That's it, and that's all. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank all of you for tuning in. We don't want to play no music because whenever we do that, they shut down the live. Facebook does. But we just want to leave you with a quick reminder of where we could be. Lulu, thank you for hosting with me today. You did an awesome job. You're amazing. Looking forward to doing some stuff with you again.
All right, guys. Make sure we come out on Wednesday. Haitians, both Haitian Bahamians, where however you feel about this movement. If you love the Bahamas and you love to live here, you should come out on Wednesday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The next 50 years is going to be beautiful. They screwed up the last 50 years, but the next 50 is going to be absolutely amazing. The next 50 is going to be about us. The last 50 was about everyone else. The next 50 is going to be about us. Ladies and gentlemen, and Tuesday at 8 p.m. And we hit the streets. 10 o'clock. Wednesday, February 1st. Thank you for tuning in.
I don't know how you did this in 50 years. You look at history. Who does this? Show me anybody else that has done this in 50 years. I'm waiting. Show them to me. This wasn't done by money. Money doesn't produce visions. Visions produce money. You've had leadership over here that were visionaries, great visionaries, and their vision was more about the people than the money, because you can't accomplish this in 50 years without loving your people first, because the people are the ones that's benefiting from this. Look at your health care, look at your road system, look at your highway system, look at your airports. Who does this in 50 years? But who benefits? You're going to care about those people. It's something to be learned about what's been done over here that could be duplicated in the world, because there's people with this much money. You just don't have people with this much love for their people.
You know, a lot of people wonder how Dubai became a very big, famous and rich city.
You see, if you're comparing with Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption. That's what brings your country at the top. You don't need anything. We want water, we don't have agriculture, we don't have mining.
That's quite interesting.
And that's Sheikh Mohammed. Number one, he doesn't know number two, he needs only number one. He says, I don't know, there's no number two in my book. Only number one.
I hear he doesn't ride in a convoy.